With 4 weeks remaining in the regular season, tonight begins what we like to call playoff positioning. Baker is tied for the region lead and looking to secure another region win. In their way is Robertsdale, who ended a 24-game losing streak this season and trying to pick up a much-needed win themselves. Can the Golden Bears rattle the Hornets' nest with an upset, or will Baker catch Robertsdale hibernating and sting them for another win? The action is headed your way for the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Good evening, I'm Al Wheaton, joined by Corey Bounty. We're glad you're with us. Corey, could this be the dreaded trap game for Baker?
If you're head coach Juan Johnson, you have prepared your team for this moment, saying, look, we want to go 1-0 every single week, regardless of who the opponent is and what their record may show. And because of that, the Baker Hornets have gotten off to another strong start this season, and we'll see how they react to another region foe this evening.
Speaking of a strong start, Robertsdale came out the gate, won 2 in a row, broke that 24-game losing streak. But Corey, they're on a 4-game losing streak right now.
It's always great to get that monkey off of your back. And first-year head coach Chris Bell has done a wonderful job trying to change and shift the mindset of the Robertsdale community. And when you go 2.5 consecutive years without a win in your program, and you get that first taste of victory, it's how you handle it. And that's what he's trying to teach his team, and will continue to do a great job of. So sit back, relax, and watch something that's rare tonight. Old school, not in black and white, but in HD, triple option coming your way tonight, folks.
It is definitely headed your way. Speaking of that, Corey, let's get into your checklist for both of these teams as they come into this ball game for tonight. Robertsdale is the visiting team. What do you have in store for the Golden Bears?
For Robertsdale, you need to bear claw the ball. And what do I mean by that, Al? Ball security is going to be paramount. They're averaging 5 turnovers a game within those 4 losses that you just mentioned. So you have to make sure that you have great ball security. Also, getting first downs within this triple option, split veer look, you'll need to go ahead and grind out as much clock time as possible in order to go ahead and give you an opportunity to win this game. And don't hibernate early. You don't want to get beat down so bad in the first and second quarters that you just totally go into your hibernation mode and give up in the second half of action. On the flip side, for the Baker Hornets and Juan Johnson, they want to go ahead and poke the bear defensively. What do I mean by that? They're only giving up 12.8 points per game, and the split back veer is something that you don't see too often. They want to go ahead and create turnovers and capitalize off of them. Timing and tempo, offensive execution is very important for this Baker squad, and they come in averaging almost 24 points per game, and they also want to finish strong. They don't want to get caught looking at the scoreboard. They want to go ahead and finish what they started in regards to being 1-0 this week.
All right, Corey, we'll check back with you on that later on during the broadcast. Right now, we got to check in with our third member of the crew, Kimberly Dunn. She's down on the sidelines. Kimberly, we had Baker in week 2, and it rained that night, and it's raining again.
You said it, Al. I spoke to Principal Peru just a moment ago, and he thinks that we're the ones that bring the rain when we come to their games. So he said, maybe y'all don't need to come to any more of our games. But that is what we will have tonight. We are expecting rain all night long with an 85% chance at kickoff. It does dip down a little bit as the night goes on, going down to 24%. But, you know, this is Mobile, so we get rain all of the time. We do have high humidity tonight as well, with 75% at kickoff and only going down to 90%. And our temperatures, though, is what these players is really going to enjoy. We're only in the 70s tonight with a high of 73 and going down to 72. So these players will feel good as long as they can hold on to that football and not slip on this field tonight.
All right, Kimberly, we'll check back in with you later on. Corey, I saw that high humidity. That means we got to watch the eyeglasses tonight for them fogging up. But the temperatures do feel great. I can feel the breeze coming out of the east. Well, we see what impact the weather's going to have. who are going to have an impact on the field? Who are your impact players for both of these teams tonight, Corey?
For the Robertsdale Golden Bears, you're going to look none other than number 22, their linebacker, Todrick Thompson. He's a junior, and he leads this team defensively, so it's all going to start and stop with his signal calling and his ability to get to the ball. And also for the Baker Hornets, you have Mike linebacker, number 1, Quintarius Robinson. He's a senior. He is all over the field for Coach Scott's defense. And then specialist Blaine Munson does a phenomenal job of handling all of the special teams duties, extra points, kickoffs, punts. He is one of those guys that you can look forward to playing a great specialist role at that next level, and we'll see him handle business tonight for the Hornets.
All right, very rarely you put a specialist down as one of your impact players, so Munson definitely has an impact for the Baker Hornets. We'll see if they have to rely on that leg tonight, possibly to do some kicking for them. All right, we're moments away from kickoff. We'll take a quick break, come back, try to bring you the coin toss and the kickoff. It's Robertsdale versus Baker, your MCPSS high school football game of the week.
This is a program for any middle school student who's actually behind. This opportunity offers kids a chance to do 2 grades in 1 year.
If it wasn't for Star Academy, I would still be in 8th grade and probably still struggling.
We are one-on-one. We have small classrooms, and we're able to give students that personal touch, that personal attention.
I know I'm coming to see good teachers, good attitude, and also they're here to teach us what we need to learn.
Mobile County Public Schools' Signature Academy program is here to help those students who want to jumpstart their career right out of high school. With more than 100 specialized courses ranging from engineering, computer networking, nursing, welding, and more, we prepare students for college and career readiness. To learn more, log on to MCPSS.com. Mobile County Public Schools' Signature Academy program, preparing students for life.
Mobile County Public Schools completes about $100 million in school construction each year. And we're looking for new contractors and construction vendors to help us ensure that all students are learning in top-notch facilities. Is your company interested in becoming a construction vendor for Mobile County Public Schools so you can bid on these projects? We need contractors, plumbers, HVAC installers, roofers, electricians, painters, and more. Follow these steps to become a vendor. Number 1, complete the vendor application online. Under System, select Business, and then under Resources, click Vendor Online Application. Number 2, enter the vendor portal. Click Apply to agree to the terms and click Save and Next. Number 3, enter your business information as prompted. A tax ID number or social security number will be required to complete the application. At the bottom of each page, click Save and Next. To find out what projects are currently open for bidding, visit mcpss.com/bid invitation. Follow MCPSS Facilities Facebook page and email facilities to receive notifications. Complete these easy steps, and your company soon may be part of Team MCPSS.
What's the matter, baby? You're not feeling good?
School-aged children are at a higher risk of getting and spreading germs and viruses. To help protect the spread, students are encouraged to stay home when sick. Parents, it's important for your child to remain at home at least 24 hours after they no longer have a fever of 100 degrees or higher without the use of medications. Please help us maintain a healthy learning environment.
We return to the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week, moments away from our coin flip. Robertsdale versus Baker. This is a 7A Region 1 matchup. As you can see, Baker 4-0 in region play. Robertsdale 0-3 in region play. For a big game for both of these teams tonight.
And one of the things that I want to make mention of is the beautiful artificial turf that has been installed by the Mobile County Public School System, because here last year on the natural grass playing surfaces, we have been in a situation to where there would be mud all over the sidelines and there was a crown in the middle of the field. But now with the artificial turf installed, not only does it look great in HD, it's also a great playing surface regardless of the type of weather that rolls through our area, as evident in a few weeks ago when we were at Davidson.
Oh my goodness,
watching the Baker-Davidson game.
You're right about that. Right now, let's take it down to the field for our coin toss. John B. is our white hat.
All right, Robertsdale, you have the option of calling the toss. That's heads, and that's tail. I'm letting it hit the ground. What would you like, sir? Say it going up. What is it? Tails. All right, you win the toss. You want to receive the ball, correct? Okay. All right. You want to defend that go. Turn your back so you go. Back till you go. Back to the go. In a line, like this. All right, Baker won the toss and chose to receive. Guys, shake hands, say good luck.
Right there by John B. kind of getting the guys straight. Not Corey. Look like they want to do a cha-cha slide for a second right there. Our officials tonight: John B., John Lane, James DeFalco, Royce Robertson, Ronald Robinson, Alexis Lee, and Bradley Simpson. Baker wins the toss, and what does Juan Johnson do? He says, give me the ball.
Absolutely love that. I mentioned the fact that they average 23.8 points per game. Tucker Brown handles the running game for the Hornets, and Austin Barber handles the passing game, and it's all overseen by the head coach in Juan Johnson, and he has implemented a new tempo and system, and it'll be interesting to see how they come out tonight to get the ball first.
Now, that's always one of the great things here at Baker High School. I can remember my twins running out on the field a couple years ago. They let some of the feeder schools run out during the home game. There's a look at the Robertsdale Golden Bears, and there the kids taking over, representing all the schools out here in West Mobile, O'Rourke, Dawes Intermediate. And here are the Baker Hornets taking to the field. Not a very good turnout on the visitor side. These showers may have prevented some of the Robertsdale fans from making the trip over.
And not only that, Al, as we have turned the page into the month of October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we will see throughout the entire month of October the pink whistles, the pink towels, the pink spats, maybe even some pink jerseys.
Correct.
And the cheerleaders, the fans, everyone gets involved because we all know somebody that's been affected by the horrible disease of cancer. And just to bring the Breast Cancer Awareness Month activity into this game and to this entire month of October, looking forward to that.
And speaking of that, I saw some pink jerseys Wednesday during the volleyball match of the week between Davidson and MGM. Some of the volleyball players were wearing pink jerseys to signify October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We'll let you guys know we'll have on our pink, but just stick around. You got to wait to find out when we're going to rock our pink for which particular ball game. So moments away here from kickoff, doing the kicking duties for Robertsdale is Michael Alvarez. Setting up to return, Kevin Gaines and Katori Marion for the Hornets. Taken by one of the up men for the Hornets, gets past the 30-35. Just past the 35. Take a look at this Baker offense. Sophomore quarterback Tate Graham is a 59% passer with nearly 800 yards, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Behind him is leading rusher Tristan Robinson, who has just over 300 yards on the ground with 3 scores. Outside, look for receiver Katori Marion to haul in catches from Graham. He's averaging nearly 17 yards per grab. Up front, the Hornets return experience from last year's squad. Jordan Emerson, right tackle, Tay Adams, and the Hornets offensive line averages 250 pounds. Baker is +6 in turnover margin, Corey, and that pass incomplete from Graham as he tried to hook up with Katori Marion.
The Golden Bears of Robertsdale, led by head coach Chris Bell in his first year, have the defensive coordinator Brad Goldman calling the shots there, and they come out in the 4-3, and coming up at 2nd and 10, we talked about timing and tempo, and you just want to have that first pass on the money. We'll see if they go right back to the well.
They give it off to Robinson. Follows behind that right guard and tackle, gets past the 50-yard line. It's going to be a first down for Baker. Let's take a look at the Robertsdale defense if we can get them up. The Golden Bears play a 4-3 with big nose tackle junior Waylon Williams clogging up the middle. He checks in at 6'5", 330 pounds. Behind him, senior outside linebacker Zy Green will roam for tackles for the Golden Bears. As they're tackling right there, Robertson with another carry on the play. It's going to be 2nd down. Correction on that. Josh Jones with the carry for the Hornets.
Yeah, Josh Jones with the reception, and you can see how quickly Baker wants to get to that line of scrimmage as they emphasize tempo, and we'll see how many plays they're able to get off as they've crossed midfield here in this opening series.
Coach Johnson told us they like to average about 60 to 65 plays a ball game. Little toss sweep right there goes out to Katori Marion. Actually on the jet sweep, Marion picks up a couple. Baker with a great offensive showing so far during the ball game.
Spencer D'Angelo, the free safety on the stop, and we're at the 10:50 mark, and I love the tempo right there at the 38-yard line of the Golden Bears.
1st and 10 for the Hornets. Graham going over the top. Incomplete pass intended for Josh Jones. Brings up 2nd down here for Baker.
Just a little bit too much mustard on that throw, and I guarantee Tate Graham, as soon as he completes a couple of passes, whether it's intermediate or swing passes, he'll get into that offensive rhythm to where that long deep shot will soften up for him and become an easier throw as the game progresses.
And speaking of softening up, Corey, as you can see right here, with our great digital technology, pretty much no shower, so Baker can kind of run that up-tempo offense they like to do, more so using the run to set up the pass. Tristan Robinson, his forward progress is going to get him to, I believe, the 31-yard line. It'll be 3rd down here coming up for the Hornets.
Tristan Robinson, he has a North Alabama offer, the 5'9", 175-pound junior running back. He is definitely the workhorse as far as having close to now 90 rushes on the season. And you see Tate Graham come out quickly, and a lot of shift and formation changes for the Hornets.
3rd and 3, back to Robinson. Outside the hash to the numbers, gets the first down as he crosses the 25. Keeps his momentum up to about the 22-yard line. So nice run by Robinson. First down for Baker.
Ethan Fitzner from his strong safety position comes up and makes the tackle. But it is so far for Baker a penalty-free first drive. Let me knock on wood there, but they're right at the 22-yard line of the Golden Bears.
Trip receiver to the bottom. They go the opposite way with Robinson. Once again, we told you he is a runner. He does a lot for the Hornets on the ground. Just over 300 yards on the year so far. And they're running this up-tempo offense pretty smooth so far.
And what it does is, this is probably the 7th or 8th play of this drive, is now you see Baker go into the huddle to make sure everyone's on the same page. Under center goes Graham.
Ball at the 16-yard line. Back to Robinson. Look at him go, keeping the legs going, and gets the extra push from one of his offensive linemen. They're going to mark him at the 5.
Logan Gregson on the stop and in the red zone. 1st and goal opportunity for the Hornets at the 5-yard line.
Shot of the replay right here with the legs moving from Robinson. Watch that last little push as he gets some help from Brandon Lewis. Kind of pushes the pile right there.
And that's exactly what you want, all that extra effort. The ball is marked at the 5-yard line of the Golden Bears. And this is the type of opening drive that you love to see for the Hornets fans. And it does look like there may be a penalty flag on the play, because I saw the official pick something up, and it's going to be against Robertsdale.
It is.
Half
They're
the distance.
off half the distance, so that's going to put it at the 3, 1st and goal from the 3-yard line.
On the defense.
So a personal foul against Robertsdale. Not what you want to do if you're Coach Chris Bell and the Golden Bears.
Quickly tempo back to the line, trying to push and squeeze and
Robinson,
squirt.
and he squirts up to the 1. 2-yard gain right there by Tristan Robinson. I think Juan Johnson is seeing something. He's continuing to go to that well with Robinson carrying the rock.
And that's exactly what you want to get the push by the big uglies up front. And you look at Nick Hovind and Brandon Lewis, Jordan Emerson, Isaac Clark, and Jatavian Adams up front for Baker. They just need one last push here to get into the end zone.
It goes back to Robinson again, and he gets it in. The 1-yard score for Tristan Robinson. Great drive by Baker right there.
Outstanding opening drive. Just what they ordered as far as scripting how the plays were to be started by this offense. They get the first points of the board, and they do so with about 3.5 minutes coming off of the clock.
On for the PAT will be Blaine Munson. He is 9 for 10 on PATs. And 10 for 11. 7-0 is our score. Baker up early over Robertsdale.
We believe in the power of dreams.
When I grow up, I want to be a doctor because I can help people.
We believe in preparing our students for a future full of possibilities.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher because I like helping other people learn.
In Mobile County Public Schools, we strive to help each student achieve their dreams. We offer real-world learning with an advanced curriculum for each child. It's our mission to graduate prepared and productive citizens and to help fulfill their dreams.
When I grow up, I want to be a web designer.
Parents, make sure you mark your calendar. The end of the first quarter is coming up October 11th. Also, there will be a teacher workday October 14th, so no classes for students. Parents, mark those days down. October 11th wraps up the first quarter, and teacher workday October 14th. No classes for students. And Corey, on that drive, no flags for Baker, just one flag thrown against Robertsdale, half the distance to the goal, and got Baker closer to scoring.
And there's our specialist, Blaine Munson, kicking off, and that one goes deep. Return from about the 5-yard line. Robertsdale on the return and aren't able to get that much yardage. Cy Green on the return for Robertsdale.
For the Robertsdale offense, at quarterback for the Golden Bears is junior KJ Turner. Turner is a midseason starter looking to provide a spark to Robertsdale triple option offense. Look for the handoff or pitch to go to one of two guys, Micah Hardy or Jalen Coates. Coates could be Robertsdale's best athlete as he will play some defense for them as well. Up front, Robertsdale offensive line is undersized, averaging just 226 pounds. They'll lean heavy on left tackle Brett Boykin, who checks in at 6'4", 250. Try to keep your eyes on the ball. Turner rolls out to his left. He's just going to keep it. And the Hornets surround him with that stifling defense. Tackle for loss.
Tremere led the Sam linebacker, 5'9", 185 pounds, senior on the stop of KJ Turner. And as Al just mentioned, folks, make sure that you keep your eye on the ball. And that's exactly how you have to attack this split back veer triple option. As you'll see the offensive line go down to a different cadence, and it's important that you have great eye control in this 3-4 defense.
2nd and 12 for the Golden Bears. A handoff to the up guy, Brandon Clayton. He's met right at the line.
Zach Williams, 6 foot, 230 pounds, senior defensive tackle on the stop, makes his 18th solo tackle of the season, and we will see a lot of that up back being given the football tonight in this split back veer triple option offense. And clock control is so very important, because if they're not able here on money down, 3rd down, able to get this 1st down, you still want to take as much time as possible off of the game clock.
3rd and 11 here for the Golden Bears. Turner shouting out the call. Chris Bell calls a timeout. He saw that play clock draining down, so he wanted to take a timeout. Didn't want to get a penalty, as Robertsdale backed up. Right now, we got to thank our folks for help putting the broadcast on. Firehouse Subs, enjoy more subs, save more lives. A portion of subs purchased at Firehouse will go to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation, so visit our friend Neil Patel at the Grelot Road Firehouse Subs location. Also, we got to thank BSN Sports, where you can get team apparel and equipment from baseball to cross country and all sports in between. BSN Sports, the heart of the game, online at bsnsports.com. Taking it to the sidelines, checking in with Kimberly Dunn.
I'm here with Principal for Baker High School, Principal Peru. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good. Appreciate you guys being here tonight.
We thank you for letting us come tonight. And of course, whenever we have the chance to talk about the amazing things going on at Baker, we're going to do that. So can you tell us what are some great things going on academically for your Baker Hornets?
Well, I don't know about academically. Of course, we have our AP program, but tonight's a good example of what our school's all about. We recognize 93 seniors that are involved in all the activities here, and that's not including my band members. My band members we recognized earlier in the year, and that was about 50 or 60 of those kids. So we're proud that we have so many kids that are involved in our school on a daily basis. And I'm going to have to blame Corey for bringing us rain all the time. Corey, we got to work on that.
That's right. He was trying to blame me earlier for the rain, but I said we'll pass that off to Corey and maybe Al too.
That's right. We'll blame them.
Well, I did also want to talk about, when we spoke earlier, we talk about what an amazing job Coach Johnson has been doing with this team. And you were talking about how he is not only trying to develop athletes, but also human beings. And can you explain that a little bit?
Well, Coach Johnson does a great job on the field, but more impressive is how our kids act on a daily basis in our school. And not only is he producing great football players, but he's producing great human beings. We do a lot of work on character education. I think last time I talked a little bit about us being a part of the Hope Institute, and that's continued, and you can see that with our football players. And when those guys are doing the right thing and just being good citizens, it's a trickle-down effect through your school, and that culture carries out through your school. So I'm so proud of that, and he's doing a phenomenal job with that.
And when you see your students carrying that culture, what kind of effect does that have on the community as well?
Oh, it spreads throughout the school, throughout the community. It just makes everybody better.
Well, thank you so much, Principal Peru, for speaking with us once again, and we are honored to be here in the Hornets' Nest.
Well, we appreciate what y'all do for high school football. Appreciate y'all being here.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate that, Kimberly. All right, Corey. He's trying to blame it on us.
Hey, blame it on the rain.
Blame it on the rain.
That's the old song.
That's what Milli Vanilli lip synced.
That is what they lip synced. And, you know, I will say this on that sack that we saw, Tremere Lett was able to sack KJ Turner, which led to that punt. A good defensive stop by the Baker Hornets, and defensive coordinator Eric Scott dialed up exactly like he needed it to be in that opening possession. And we'll see here if Baker can score on their second offensive possession.
2nd and 10 here for the Hornets. Ball at the 38-yard line. They toss it out to Josh Jones on the screen. He gets past the midfield stripe, should have enough for a first down. They're going to mark him down at the 46.
Josh Jones, the 5'11", 165-pound junior, with his 11th reception of the season, his second of tonight. And just like we saw in the opening drive, Baker looking to go tempo. They've gone under center. They've gone in the shotgun position. They showed the versatility of the entire offensive playbook here as to them being able to get it done both ways.
Notice that Robinson is out of the game right now in the backfield. Darren Anderson in for Baker. Chris Bell out on the field, and he's giving the officials a few words. Didn't seem to be too happy about some things. He did make a substitution, brings in Mason Zolzer to play defensive end. They take out Steven Garcia. There's a shot right there of Chris Bell, head coach for Robertsdale. Anderson with the carry, gets past the 45 up to about the 43.
And now that's only his 11th rush of the season. And good job up front by Mason Zolsker on the stop for Robertsdale. And if you're able only to get 2 or 3 yards a pop, we'll see here how Baker responds at the 44.
And Zolzer had just checked into the ball game. Ball a bit too low for Christian White. He cannot haul it in. It's going to be 3rd down here coming up for the Hornets.
Well, that's one of those throws that you really want to be able to make. Not a lot of pressure there. Just it's sometimes the hardest throw to make, as you see a good pocket right there on the last play, a nice tackle on the run for the young senior running back there at 5'10", 165.
Graham going deep past the outstretched hands of Katori Marion, leading receiver there for the Hornets. It's going to take Baker to 4th down.
And you're seeing Graham not really be into an offensive rhythm, but do you want to flip the field with your specialist Blaine Munson and go ahead and try to create some type of turnover by your defense? You were able to score on this first offensive possession. Here on the second one, we'll see what happens.
Did you know that missing 2 days of school per month
has a negative effect on student achievement?
And that chronic absenteeism is negatively impacting
1 out of every 10 Alabama students.
Studies show students who are chronically absent are more likely to drop out of school. For every 1 day your child is absent from school, it takes 3 days for them to catch up.
So if I am not sick, make sure I'm at school, because missing school means missing out.
Timeout called by the Hornets. We return to action here. Looks like Munson is going to come out to punt.
And what you're hoping here is he'll be able to flip the field and maybe some type of muff or dropped special teams play comes into effect, because, again, I highlighted Blaine Munson. This young man, 6'4", 190 pounds, you'll get a chance to see what type of special he's able to bring in this contest.
He averages 39 yards a punt. That one possibly was tipped. I believe the ball is further back. If our camera guy can go up, it went out of bounds. Wasn't shanked, but I believe it was tipped off that punt if we get the replay up.
Big time pressure by 78 Brett Boykin. He was able to smash that wedge, and he was able to get that pressure a little bit more than Munson would have liked. You look here, just taking him a little too long to get it off, and you can see him go airborne.
Big Waylon Williams.
Yeah, that's a big fella with a lot of momentum heading in that direction. They're trying to block it, but you have them taking over at the 27-yard line, their second offensive possession.
1st and 10 here coming up for the Golden Bears. Make sure you keep your eye on the ball with this triple option that they run. Man goes into motion. That's Jalen Coates. They toss it out to Brandon Clayton. He picks up a couple. It'll be 2nd down here coming up from Robertsdale.
Germany Treywick, the Bandit linebacker, 5'9", 195 pounds senior, makes his 17th solo tackle of the season. And the biggest thing for the quarterback is to make a good pitch, because it's so easy for that quarterback not to make a good pitch and for that pigskin to be bouncing on this turf and for a scoop and score to occur.
2-yard pickup right there by the Golden Bears. 2nd down for them. 2nd and 8 from their own 28. They give it to Clayton in the air. The ball is out. Johnny on the spot. Micah Hardy falls on it. Significant loss back to the 20. Corey, as I was doing homework on Robertsdale, that was the one thing that stood out, and you're right about that, the broadcast. A team that's averaging 5 turnovers a ball game, they're not throwing very many interceptions. It's right here at the handoff. A lot of times the dive guy, or as you said, the pitch. And I saw that in a couple of games that I watched on Robertsdale. That offense just goes backwards when they're fumbling on their own offensive possessions.
On my checklist, I mentioned bear claw the ball.
Yep.
Ball security, and that time the Golden Bears weren't sharp enough. Now behind the chains, down at distance-wise, it looks like it's going to be 3rd and close to 17 yards to go.
Looking to pass Turner. A bit too much for Grayson Cooper. Cooper not quite that tall to haul it in. That's going to take Robertsdale to 4th down. So this would be their 2nd possible 3 and out if Baker can hold them right here.
And what I talked about as well was ball security on top of clock control. And
right.
Those are the 2 keys for this Robertsdale offense to be successful. And I know with this punt here, Baker, they want to go ahead and bring a lot of pressure, but they don't want to commit any type of silly penalty that'll give Robertsdale an automatic 1st down.
Michael Alvarez back to punt. One of the Hornets lays out for it. Katori Marion dropped it on the field, picked it back up, makes a nice return out of it, gets past the 35 down to the 34-yard line. Great field position coming up for Baker. They're starting in Robertsdale territory.
Todrick Thompson, our impact player for the Golden Bears, makes the stop there, but not before Baker will be in tremendous field goal range for Blaine Munson, but have great field position, taking over at the 34-yard line of Robertsdale.
Now you notice the cheerleader had the senior going across the body court. Baker has so many seniors, they have to have senior night for every home game because they have almost nearly 600 seniors at the school. 1st and 10 for the Hornets. That one low, but Josh Jones hauls it in, steps out of bounds at about the 28. And a flag comes in late after the play.
I'm not quite sure what the flag was, but it definitely was thrown right as Jones stepped out of bounds. And I don't know if it was a holding or what it really was there, but it happened and occurred right at the end of the play. So we'll see what Mr. John has on the call. Looks like it's going to be on Baker.
Number 2.
So it was a face mask called against Baker.
Quick throw.
That's to Josh Jones. He's number 2.
Gets the ball out, and there's your face mask as he grabbed the bird cage with the closed fist. Anytime you close that fist, you can have that open palm, but you cannot close those 5 fingers. Referee's right on top of that.
Down marker still says first down. We'll see. It's about 6 yards to go. Nice run right there coming into the ball game for the Hornets. Our first time seeing him. Jalen Wheeler. Nice run by Wheeler as he checks in and takes the rock. Look at his replay. North-south, he goes straight up the middle.
Great job of getting goal to go for the Baker Hornets. And you look at the 6-foot running back being able to bounce out and spin around there for the Hornets. And they have played 3 backs. It's been 3, 14, and 0.
Right.
So they're definitely staying fresh here. Mr. Wheeler, 5'8", 160-pound junior. We'll see if they decide to call on Katori Marion or if they want to go ahead and get them a nice throwing touchdown added to Mr. Graham's resume.
Wheeler still in the ball game. 2nd and goal from the 7. They give it to Wheeler. He bounces outside. Look at him just pushing the Robertsdale defender into the end zone. That's a 7-yard score for Jalen Wheeler.
Great offensive answer for the Baker Hornets after that last drive stalled. They wasted no time after the punt. Great field position, and the 5'8", 160-pound junior gets into the end zone, adding 6 more for the Baker Hornets. Al, this swinging gate formation really gives opponents something to look for on film, not knowing what is going to be set up in the future, and it makes your special teams coach work a little extra harder.
Got to stay on your toes. Now they're going to PAT formation, and Munson puts it up and puts it through. 14-0 is our score. We'll take a break. Catch you back on the other side.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ayla, hi.
Oh, hi, Sierra. How are you?
Good. How are things?
Things couldn't be better.
What do you mean?
Well, I just started this new job as a school teacher with the Mobile County Public Schools, and it has been a life changer. Great benefits, the hours are great, and great students. Just overall, it's a great opportunity.
Oh, wow, that sounds great. I'm going to look into that.
You should.
For more information, visit mcpss.com/job opportunities.
We welcome you back to Clem Richardson Stadium. Parents, make sure you take note. Magnet School application period opens October 7th. Make sure you log on to the website, mcpss.com/magnet schools. Magnet School application period opens October 7th. That is coming up this Monday. You do not want to miss out on that if you're considering enrolling your child or one of your children into the Magnet program. So we'll have a do-over. We took a break, and apparently there was a flag on the play. We're going to come back and give Munson one more try.
And I will say this for those that are just now tuning in, we are not atop the press box due to the rain and wanting to protect all this equipment that we have. We are located underneath the stands here, and it just gives for a different perspective of watching the game and keeping up with it as well.
We're in the catacombs, Corey, underneath. We're in the bowels and the belly of Clem Richardson Stadium. Nice shot of the cheerleaders right there. Great. I like those book bags. I got to talk to one of the teachers over here. That's a nice looking book bag. 14-0 is our score. Baker has scored on both of their possessions. Robertsdale has been held to 2 3-and-outs. That's very crucial for a team that runs the ball a lot.
Well, when you look at only having one empty possession, they definitely came and made the adjustments after that last time they had to punt. And, you know, 2 out of your 3 scores, you're looking to go ahead and get your defense in gear, try to get them to turn the ball over like the ball hit the turf on the last possession, which created down and distance issues for Coach Bell's offense. And here it is, we get another chance to see no pressure on Blaine Munson kicking this football away.
The hooligans are getting loud, and there's the onside kick. It definitely goes 10 yards. Was Baker patient enough to fall on top of it? Juan Johnson trying to steal a possession. There's Katori Marion. He's got good hands. He's in there.
It's a wrestling match at the bottom of that pile, and we'll see who's weight room ready. Maybe Baker's able to snatch it away at the last moment. And it does see the officials are talking about it, but there's the onside kick, and it takes a friendly Hornet bounce and just fighting now at the bottom of that pile. It looks like Robertsdale may have gone ahead and secured it the way John Dees is located on the field, but the officials are going to discuss it to see exactly what we have. There's your onside kick. The specialist is doing special things, and you mentioned trying to steal a possession there. But, it's a wrestle at the bottom of it.
Looks like
the replay shows it's loose.
Ethan Fitzner tried to get in there, number 25, and he does secure it, so that's the risk you take. Robertsdale is going to have the ball at the 50-yard line, right at the midfield stripe. So 1st and 10, 1:41 remains here.
Can't turn it over here, Al.
In the first quarter. You cannot. Turner rolls out to the left, almost runs, and ball is out, scooped up right there by Baker. Johnny on the spot. Tremere Lett is going to take it to the house for the Hornets. A fumble recovery, touchdown.
I just mentioned that you cannot turn the football over, and that's exactly what the Robertsdale Golden Bears did. Tremere Lett has been very active defensively this evening for the Hornets, and we have seen another scoop and score as the turnovers continue to plague Robertsdale. Ball security, you know, Eric Scott, the defensive coordinator, he is in hog heaven right now as his Hornets have officially stung the Robertsdale Golden Bears here at Clem Richardson Stadium.
Monson's PAT is up and good. The defense takes over and covers for special teams. It's a fumble recovery touchdown. Tremere Lett to the house.
If you're looking for fun, fashionable, and affordable jewelry, it's here. It's Paparazzi. We have a variety of colors and styles of bracelets, rings, necklaces, and earrings for all occasions and for every event. New styles are added daily, which means you are always up to date with the latest fashion. For that genuine bling, join me, Charmaine Watson, the real jewelry lady, on Facebook Live Sunday through Thursday at 7 p.m. It's cute, it's fun, it's fashion, it's $5, it's Paparazzi.
Baker all in charge on top 21-0 coming up at the half. We'll have our Chick-fil-A halftime trivia challenge. Kimberly John will try to get another winner with the Chick-fil-A halftime trivia challenge. It's senior night, so she'll be able to find a good senior who's always hungry. I'm sure they like that Chick-fil-A. It's right around the corner, right there on Schillinger. So stick around for the Chick-fil-A halftime trivia challenge. We'll hear the cow go moo with Kimberly Dunn as we try to get another winner. Munson lays into it as he kicks that one off. Averages about 59 yards on his kickoffs. Of course, something we said, Juan Johnson rolls the dice and the defense bails him out with the fumble recovery. Good shot right there of Juan Johnson in his first year here at Baker so far with the record of 4-1. As he comes down from Hewitt Trustfield, offensive coordinator, installing his system, likes to run heavy tempo. As I said, he likes to average 60 to 65 yards, 60 to 65 offensive snaps a ball game. And as you can see, Baker definitely putting in work tonight.
Well, when you come in here offensively now, you have to put that last turnover behind you and find a way to get it done here against this stubborn defense. A great pitch here, Al. We'll see the heavy hitting of the Hornets coming too.
Brandon Clayton took a little time to develop for the Golden Bears there. But they'll take him to second down. About a 3-yard pickup by Clayton after that pitch.
A dangerous pitch as he pitched it with two hands, and you can see this Hornets defense go to swarm and sting. And once again now, you're not getting positive yardage. You're behind the sticks, and the ball is right at the 24-yard line of Robertsdale.
About a second, and we'll call it a long 7 here for Robertsdale coming up. Looked like some motion by Clayton. Turner decides to keep it, gets close to the 25-yard line. 3rd and about 6 coming up here for the Golden Bears.
Another great stop by Bandit linebacker Germany Treywick, and I just, during the commercial break, saw his father, who I was teaching at Hillsdale Middle School.
Okay.
So it's great to see the athletic genes be passed down to his son, the Germany Treywick Jr., number 15, the 5'9", 195-pound senior, making another stop
so
for the Hornets.
3rd and 5 coming up here for Robertsdale, possibly our last offensive play of the first quarter. Turner's going to toss it out to Jalen Coates. Coates may have enough for the first down. If he does, that will be Robertsdale first down of the ball game as the clock ticks to 0 at the end of the first quarter. Baker's on top 21-0. We'll take a quick break and come back and bring you more. You're watching the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week.
Did you know that missing 2 days of school per month
has a negative effect on student achievement?
And that chronic absenteeism is negatively impacting
1 out of every 10 Alabama students.
Studies show students who are chronically absent are more likely to drop out of school. For every 1 day your child is absent from school, it takes 3 days for them to catch up.
So if I am not sick, make sure I'm at school, because missing school means missing out.
Our children with special needs deserve a place to play. That is why we are coming together to build the Miracle League of West Mobile Schmidt Family Park. It will include a special needs ball field and playground, regulation baseball and softball fields, and more. We have raised more than $1 million and construction will start soon, but we need your help to complete the project. Visit mcpss.com/Miracle League to donate and to learn more. Any dollar amount will help bring a smile to a child's face. Together, we can make a miracle.
You're watching the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Robertsdale versus Baker, a 7A Region 1 contest. And Robertsdale picked up that first down, so that's their first down of the game.
Needed tremendously, and there it is, the decision not to pitch it, and it was a quick decision that had to be made by quarterback KJ Turner. And you mentioned going a whole 12 minutes without picking up a first down into the start of the second quarter, and that's just a great job by defensive coordinator Eric Scott and his guys digging in and being at your own 33-yard line. Now, Robertsdale cannot afford to have their second turnover of the contest this far back into their own territory, at least be able to get the 4th down to punt the football away.
2-yard pickup by Turner right there. Possibly offsides called against Baker. Let's see what John B. has to say.
Zach Williams is going to be the guilty party there. And that's one of the things that when you play this type of cadence offense where the offensive line all drop at a different time, you have to just watch the ball at all times. Don't get caught in voice inflection. Make sure that you're watching the snap of the ball. I guarantee that'll be the last penalty we'll see like that for the Hornets.
2nd and 3 coming up here for Robertsdale. Turner taking his time, keeps it, has not pitched it, and he is level behind the line of scrimmage by Baker.
You can hear the crowd say, ooh, and ah. Great job by Tristan Robinson coming down, and also had a little help from his teammate as well, Jawan Springs, coming up and making that hard hit. The Rover, 6'1", 200-pound senior, brings up a critical money down, 3rd down. If nothing else here, Robertsdale just needs to get to 4th down to where they're consuming more time off of the clock.
3rd and about 4 coming up here for the Golden Bears. They give it to the up man with the dive right there. That's going to be a 1st down. Micah Hardy just kind of slides on the turf and picks up the 1st down.
That's what you want. You want positive yardage, and whether it's the up back or whether it is the true option being run down the line of scrimmage, make the defense communicate and know who has the pitch man, who has containment, but more importantly, you want your big nose guard to go ahead and plug up and get off of that block to control the line of scrimmage.
Ball placed at the 42-yard line. Fumble.
Another turnover.
Baker on top of it. That's going to be our 2nd turnover tonight for Robertsdale.
It's one thing that, you know what system you're running, and I can see if the ball would continue to be slippery, but that's just execution, and it boils down to your up man hitting the ball before you can go ahead and read the defense and decide to pitch it. And an outstanding job of Zach Williams pouncing on that. See if we can see that one more time, that Zach Williams was ready there. They did a good job of reading what the offense was doing, and it's 1st and 10 for the Hornets at their own 39.
Handoff right there for Baker to Darren Anderson. We've yet to see Tristan Robinson come back into the ball game, so I wonder if he's gotten dinged up or something.
I thought I saw him on defense, unless they have duplicate.
Well, they do have double
jerseys,
numbers
so,
here, Baker.
Yeah, that could be a situation.
Graham going deep, an easy pitch and catch to Josh Jones, touchdown, Baker Hornets.
He had been waiting and waiting and waiting to get that timing with his wide receiver. He missed a few open throws. Nothing missed there for Tate Graham. That one was absolutely on the money. His 7th thrown touchdown of the season. And if I'm not mistaken, that is Josh Jones's 1st receiving touchdown of the season. His 3rd reception tonight.
Munson not on for the PAT. Baker brought in someone else. I believe that's number 36, but let's take a look at the replay right here.
Clean pocket, no pressure at all. Pitch and catch for Tate Graham. Absolutely catches him in stride. Josh Jones, the 5'11", 165-pound junior, knew what to do with it, and he was able to convert.
Let's check in with Kimberly Dunn. She's got some flag football info. I got to hear this. What's going on, Kim?
That's right. So one of the amazing things that Mobile County Schools has begun to offer for our female athletes is flag football. And I have 2 of Baker High School's flag football players here with me right now, and they kind of are doing double duty. Not only do you play flag football, but you are also cheerleaders, right?
Yes.
Awesome. So one of you played last year, which is the first year that we offered it in Mobile County Public Schools, and then one of you, this is your first year playing. So can you tell us a little bit about your experiences so far?
Well, it's been a bit of a roller coaster. I take it pretty serious, just like the boys do.
And what about you? Is this your first year or second year?
This is my first year playing flag football, but I enjoy it. I think it's a good way to expand athletic abilities for girls, you know, just as much as boys. So I enjoy it.
And something that we're also seeing with flag football is there are scholarship opportunities. So is that something that you're hoping to see in your own futures?
Well, you know, with me being the fastest girl in the state of Alabama, I'm going down the track route.
Yes.
But it would be nice to get a scholarship for flag football. That would be real cool.
Absolutely. And what do you think about the opportunity of there being a chance to get a scholarship as well?
I would love a scholarship. I'm really more interested in cheer, but if I got more serious and did it longer and practiced more for flag football, I would love a scholarship.
Absolutely. And another great thing, last year was the first year for high school. This year is the first year for middle school. What do you think about the fact that middle schoolers are now able to train in this sport and hopefully play it in high school?
That's actually so cool. Like, I know some kids, you know, they don't probably have what they want to do right now. So, like, I thought that's something good to get them out the house, you know, have a little something to do.
Absolutely. Well, thank y'all for taking time to talk with us about flag football. I wish you the best in cheerleading and your flag football career. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Kimberly. Now, that young lady didn't jest when she said she's the fastest girl in the state of Alabama, Corey.
I want to go ahead and piggyback off Myla Reed.
That's right.
7A girls state 100-meter dash state champion, second in the 200-meter dash, and she made the podium 3 times at state in 2023, appeared twice at the state in 2022. She is getting started here as a cheerleader and as a flag football athlete, and I think we'll see her in the Olympics one day as well, as this young lady just epitomizes what it means to be a great student athlete.
She's a burner, Corey. She can go. She can go.
Flat out fly.
Yes, sir.
And again, to be a multi-sport athlete, she mentioned the ability for females to showcase their skills, and no better place for her to do that than home here at Baker High School. And congratulations to the MCPSS for getting in and supporting this new wave of girls flag football here in the state of Alabama, is in calling AHSAA state championship events. For the 3rd year, we'll see flag football championships in Birmingham this year, and it's a lot of fun and the competitive nature that they have.
3rd and 12 coming up here for Robertsdale. Turner goes under center. Looking to pass, does have some time, airs it out. And the Baker defender slipped on the field. That was Donovan Hudson. Would have hauled in his 4th interception if he could have stayed upright, Corey.
Go back and look at this play, though. Look at the lick that was put on quarterback K.J. Turner. That's why you see him running off gingerly. He is laid out. And, I mean, all you see is him hitting the turf. Tremendous job of getting after the quarterback there by the Baker Hornets. And I love it when the big uglies up front, I think that's Anthony White, who was able to put that pressure on Robertsdale.
Michael Alvarez on the punt. Katori Marion just going to stay away from it, and Robertsdale is going to down it at the 49-yard line. Got to thank BSN Sports, where you can get team apparel and equipment from basketball to volleyball and all sports in between. BSN Sports, the heart of the game. Visit them online at bsnsports.com. Also, we want to thank Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs, save more lives. A portion of subs purchased at Firehouse will go to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation. So visit our friend Neil Patel at the Greenlight Road Firehouse Subs location. Got to thank them for helping us put on the MCPSS high school football game of the week. Here's that lick right there coming once again, just completely level.
Great job of the pressure. Anthony White, the 6'2", 185-pound sophomore, and Baker's on the attack offensively.
Starting at the 49-yard line of Robertsdale, pass complete, but a flag on the play after Cam Todd hauls that one in from Tate Graham.
Well, that's something that we have not seen a lot of here in the first half. There's been a lot of penalties, and, you know, our score being 27-0, John Dees on the call.
So That's going to push the Hornets back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So let's see where they place it at. 8:33 remaining here in the first half. Baker pretty much all in control. They've gotten points off turnovers both times. One of those was a fumble recovery taken to the house for Tremere Lett. Picked that one right up off the turf. So going to be second down. Close to maybe about 11 yards. There he is back in the game. Tristan Robinson, we talked about him. He had been at the previous 2 series for Baker.
Well, when you have
still down on the
running
turf
backs, and I don't know here, that could be a huge loss for Baker. It looks like he just gets pulled down awkwardly at the end as he hits that spin move. But you were able to bring in Darren Anderson, and also for the Baker Hornets have a lot of success running the football with Jalen Wheeler.
All right, we'll take an injury timeout as well. Don't move. We'll be back with more action.
A teacher is one of the biggest investors in a community.
They impact the lives of those we value the most.
Teachers share knowledge which helps shape and mold our future leaders.
Teachers show direction and help build a sense of purpose. Are you ready to make a change? For more information on teaching opportunities, teacher incentives, or to apply with the Mobile County Public Schools, log on to www.mcpss.com.
Tristan Robinson kind of limping off the field on his own power, Corey. I don't think we may see this young man again tonight. Shot a athletic director, Curtis, right there, walking with him. He's also a trainer as well.
Yeah, that's the good thing about it. Dual capabilities there. But next week, you look at Baker being at Foley on the road in a huge 7A Region 1 matchup. They were open last week to get prepared. They had a week to rest up and to see what was going on and to rest their bodies. But if he's not able to go, that's a huge loss for the Hornets moving forward.
Second down, about 6 coming up here for the Hornets as they bring Darren Anderson back into the ball game. He's got a 1-yard pickup. Third down and long coming up for the Hornets.
And you love having a 3-headed monster at running back, but when you slim it down to 2, you just have to make sure the offensive line does a great job. And Easton McCurchie, he is the center in for the Baker Hornets, in for Jordan Emerson, and we'll see McCurchie along with Clark, Adams, Lewis, and Nicholas get after it.
3rd and 5, they need to hit the 39-yard line. Kristen White cannot haul in the pass from Tate Graham. So it's going to be 4th down coming up for the Hornets. I wonder if they're going to go for it or roll the dice. Nope, they're going to bring in Blaine Munson, their specialist, one of our impact players tonight, and just let him flip the field for the Hornets.
Let's stay on a wide shot here, folks, so you can see how far he punts this football, because last time there was big pressure coming up the middle. Waylon Williams getting inside of that wedge, that 3-man wedge there, but if he has time, we'll see him put toe to leather.
Munson lays into it. Couldn't get the backspin as it goes into the end zone for a touchback. So Robertsdale will have the ball at their own 20-yard line. Corey, you talked about Baker playing Foley next week. Foley down to Fairhope right now, 20-7. And next week, Mary G. Montgomery is going to be hosting Fairhope. So you got Fairhope and Foley playing in Baldwin County, and Robertsdale and Baker playing over here. And MGM had a big win last night over Bryant.
Yeah, all region games back in region play this week, as last week we were out of region play. But at your own 20-yard line, Robertsdale has to sustain a drive. They cannot go 3 and out or turn the ball over here to give Baker total control of this game.
Turner hands it off to the up guy. He gets 2 on the carry. I believe that's Micah Hardy.
That's a great job of Ronald Reed, the defensive end, 6 foot, 220-pound junior with his 9th solo tackle of the season. Going to pick up a couple on that, which is positive yards on first down, but more importantly, the clock continues to tick here for Robertsdale, and you're controlling the offense on the first play.
But what you said, Corey, is most important. You have to have control of this drive. You can't have any turnovers. You need something positive. Down 27 points. You need some points right here. They give it off, and it hits the turf. It's down. It's down on the ground, but it's a turnover.
Yeah, it's another turnover, and a great job by Baker almost on the scoop and score. The Germany Treywick, do believe his knee was down, but it will be another turnover. I mentioned the bear claw, Al.
You did.
And there's no wet ball drill. You just hit the up man, and he does not hold on to the football.
Yeah, Treywick's knee is down right there.
And I know he just wished he would have been able to get up and run, but another turnover inside of the 20-yard line. 27 points already on the board, and Baker comes in averaging 23.8 points per game and has an opportunity to increase that scoring margin. They'll do so on this drive without Tristan Robinson. We saw Tate Graham throw a touchdown pass earlier. We'll see if the line of scrimmage can be dominated by these Baker Hornets up front.
Anderson goes into motion out of the backfield. Graham has time, looking over the top, almost intercepted by Robertsdale. Logan Gregson was laying in wait right there on the coverage. He was trying to get to Katori Marion.
Yeah, Katori Marion was the intended wide receiver. And, you know, as far as setting up that deep shot, we've seen Tate Graham miss the thrown balls deep early, but he was able to catch that last one to Josh Jones. And you're able to see the one-on-one coverage there at the top of the screen also.
Trying to get someone on the slant. Josh Jones had his paws on it but dropped it. He was surrounded by some Golden Bears.
The opportunity here as well to hit the perimeter of this defense with a swing pass or with a quick throw, one step, get rid of the ball inside the flat to your speedy wide receivers, Christian White, or at the bottom of the screen, Josh Jones. Because of the type of coverage, not, maybe a 7 or 8 yard cushion, get the ball out fast, and I guarantee you'll be effective.
3rd and 10, knocking on the door of the red zone are the Baker Hornets. Graham has plenty of room, decides to take the slide, gets down to the 25, just shy of the 25-yard line. 4th down here for Juan Johnson and the Baker Hornets.
Great job by the defense of Robertsdale, covering up all the wide receivers. That way Tate Graham had to go ahead and tuck it and run it. Good decision there. And here, Al, a 33-yard field goal?
About a 32-yarder here. His longest of the season is 40 and 45. Munson is 7 of 9 for field goals. And now he is 8 of 10 as he punches that one to a 32-yard field goal for Blaine Munson. Let's check in with Kimberly Dunn. She's got some information on Tristan Robinson.
That's right. I was able to get an injury update for number 3 for the Baker Hornets, Tristan Robinson. They said he has just twisted maybe some ligaments in his ankle. Right now, they are just trying to let him kind of walk on his own and stretch that out. And then they're going to reevaluate him after the halftime to see if he is able to come back and join the game after the half.
Thank you, Kimberly. 5:39. No use in risking that if I'm the young fella. No. We're up 30 points right now at close to half.
Yeah, 30-0 with 5:39 remaining, and we see why I spotlighted Blaine Munson as an impact player. He just knocked that 33-yard field goal, 32-yard field goal out with no problem. Had about another 10 yards to spare on that, and he'll try to get another touchback added to his resume.
He can definitely boom it down the field. Plants that one into the end zone for a touchback. Once again, Robertsdale will start at the 20. They started at the 20 in their previous possession, fumbled it at the 22, and that leads to basically points off turnovers. Once again, Corey, a 32-yard field goal, as you just talked about, by Blaine Munson. Down 30 points right now. Let's see if Chris Bell is going to stick with KJ Turner, or will he make the switch to the guy who started earlier in the year, which would have been Cam Joseph.
I think you just stay with what you have. I mean, you see KJ Turner, it just has to be clean handoffs. I mean, the up back can't brush against the football when you want to pitch it, and if he does pitch it, it has to be a clean pitch.
1st and 10 from the 20 for Robertsdale. Jalen Coates goes into motion, goes back. They throw it to him. He drops it. It's incomplete. That was close to a lateral, but it was a forward pass. My goodness.
Great job of Donovan Hudson, the free safety, 6 foot, 185-pound senior, coming up and making contact on that throw. And you see how quickly, when you run this split back veer triple option, it gives you the opportunity to work really the line of scrimmage, whether you want to go ahead and run the line of scrimmage and option it, or whether you want to have that quick throw out of the backfield. And Robertsdale stops the clock there with the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from their own 20.
Baker crowding the line. I see 5 up there. Turner pitches it to Micah Hardy. Crosses the 20, goes out of bounds at the 22, but a flag on the play.
It's an easy call for the official to block in the back as the wide receiver. If you don't see the front of the numbers, don't do it. And don't cost your team valuable yardage, because it's hard enough to make the pitch. It's hard enough to go ahead and catch the pitch, but your wide receiver, everybody has to do their job. The quarterback did his job, the offensive line did his job, and here it is, the wide receiver is going to get called for the block in the back.
John B. and the crew working out how they'll mark this one off against Robertsdale. They're calling the chop block as well.
That's tough. I mean, everything's going to happen at the bottom of the screen. There's the pitch, there's the catch, and right here at the end of the play, you're going to have both of those flags come out. They decide to go ahead and go with the chop block, and now you're looking at Robertsdale.
1st and 20 coming in. That puts them at the 10-yard line.
This is turnover territory, Al. This is definitely turnover territory, to where the struggles that Robertsdale has had just handing the ball off, it's going to be tough here.
You got to be careful. Got to be careful right here. Turner pitches it. Clayton is rocked behind the line of scrimmage. 2-yard loss back to the 8. The Hornets just swarmed all over.
Another great play by Tremere Lett, the Sam linebacker, and I mentioned the fact that Baker gives up 12.8 points per game. You can look for that average to drop as far as what they give up, and you look at the line of scrimmage, Pitchman was contained. Great job of making sure that you have containment and everybody knows their assignment, and that's just textbook coverage against this split veer offense.
3rd down and about 22 here coming up for Robertsdale. Under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. They give it to the up guy, Micah Hardy. He gets over the 10. Corey, if I can take you back to last year, Baker was in, if you want to call it, a somewhat similar situation. Remember, Dothan came to town, and Dothan runs a similar offense to kind of what Robertsdale does. And Dothan was down in the first half, but came back and won that ball game. We got to see that for the first time last year right here at Clem Richardson Stadium.
The biggest difference is the execution part.
It was different, yes.
Running the split back veer, and you're having now deep in your own territory to punt this football away and close to being blocked, but it also sets up an opportunity for Baker to take over close to their own 44-yard line.
Goes out of bounds at the 44. Katori Marion, very smart. He basically just stayed away from that. No need to try to get involved. But we do have a flag on the play.
And I don't know if it's going to be running into the kicker.
They were close to Alvarez when he punted.
John D.
So it is running into the kicker. Here's a good shot
And if it's tipped, you just go ahead and lay out and you have that block. If you're the Baker Hornets, go ahead and give your body up there. And not sure if that's Kevin Gaines or Tristan Well, we know it's Kevin Gaines because Tristan Robinson won't be in the game.
Carl, I will say this. Chris Bell, they've got to work on Mr. Alvarez acting ability. You got to sell that thing, man.
He had to sell it, but
you got to sell it.
I will say this. When it does happen right there in front of the official, you just don't have enough there for the first down, and Baker takes over, and we'll see if they're able to operate efficiently.
39-yard line, first down right there, picked up by Anderson. Darren Anderson, he's just coming in and going on all cylinders, gets into Robertsdale territory. They're going to mark him, I believe, that's going to be at the 46. First to 10 from the 44. Go back to Anderson once again. Corey, I think Alvarez got to, he got to work on a little period move. You know how the punters will spin around like, oh, he hit me. You got to work on that, man.
Active career, a little flopping there could be added, but I will say this, the Hornets are going to try to sting here before the half ends once again on the scoreboard.
Definitely running tempo. It's Josh Jones in the flat. He did not step out. He is still in. That's going to be a touchdown. I didn't see any official say that he stepped out on the sideline.
Great job, and that is attributed to number 2, making an outstanding run after catch. Josh Jones with the deuce. Looks like another deuce last Saturday with the yards after catch. Makes the spin move. 1, 2, 3 defenders miss. And a great block down the field. Outstanding block by Katori Marion. Finishing it off for 6. Baker does sting before the half, adding another offensive touchdown thrown for Tate Graham and a second one for Josh Jones receiving as well.
Corey, you called it. They were possibly going to sting them before the half, and we have whistles. I don't know if the play clock expired. As we said earlier, we are underneath the stands, but a timeout, there it is, called by Juan Johnson. We're underneath the stands. Typically, we're up top right there, top of the press box, but due to the weather today, our lead engineer, Fran Conway, and the crew worked really hard to try not to get this equipment wet. So, Corey, they got us underneath in the belly of the beast here at Clem Richardson Stadium. And Baker just putting it on Robertsdale, 36-0. We can see all the action, but, man, they are laying it on them tonight.
Well, one of the things that we did see earlier is Baker missed an extra point.
They did.
And that's something from a special team standpoint that you normally don't see for the Hornets. No. And I will say that, if you're going to go for one here, you want to make sure you have protection for Blaine Munson so he's able to continue that great average.
Yeah, that extra point they missed was missed by Evan Brown. I don't know what precipitated Juan Johnson switching out Brown from Munson, but Munson on target right there. And the Hornets stinging on target, 37-0.
Did you know that missing 2 days of school per month
has a negative effect on student achievement?
And that chronic absenteeism is negatively impacting
1 out of every 10 Alabama students.
Studies show students who are chronically absent are more likely to drop out of school. For every 1 day your child is absent from school, it takes 3 days for them to catch up.
So if I am not sick, make sure I'm at school, because missing school means missing out.
We are almost there. Halftime is coming up, so that means the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge will be going on. We'll get to hear the cow go moo as Kimberly Dunn. There it is. Kimberly Dunn tries to get a winner with the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge. Stick around. It'll be coming up during halftime. Munson pounds another one into the end zone for another touchback, his 3rd of the night. Corey, I can definitely see why you made him an impact player tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this young man has a tremendous leg, and Al, I'll be honest with you. I think that might have been Munson who was attempting that first point out, or the second point after it was blocked, because I saw the pink towel and I saw the same build, but I didn't see the type of protection.
The number was 36, so it was a different number. That was weird, man.
And I know that, like you said, from where we're located, we can't put second set of eyeballs on the player. But I will say this, Robertsdale with 2:47, they have to have their third first down of this first half in order to keep the Hornets from scoring again.
And I believe that's a fumble. That ball is out. Baker all over it. Corey, if I'm correct, that could be our 5th turnover tonight. And I hate to say this, if that is a turnover for Baker, that would have Robertsdale at their average, but I think they jumped back on top of it.
Yeah, their average is 5 turnovers a game, but it does look like number 13, Jalen Coates, was able to pounce on this football, just was not able to get it into the upback's belly real clean, and that being Micah Hardy. And they get positive yardage out of it, though.
They got 4 yards out of it. So 2nd down and 6 coming up. Baker continues to pile the line. There's the turnover right there. Fumble on the play. Looks like it was basically almost taken out of the hands of the back.
And you go and you look at this Baker defense, Ronald Reed, he comes away, the 6', 220-pound junior. You see the excitement there on the sidelines by him. And again, a great play at the line of scrimmage by taking it away, and that looked like Zach Williams creating that fumble, allowing his teammate to pounce on the football.
So Baker's going to take over here deep in Robertsdale territory.
I will say this, Al, right here, if you're able to score this, you will definitely have a lot of roster movement in the second half of action.
And we've had it already for Baker as they're bringing in backup quarterback Ethan Lee. So Graham is done for tonight. Looks like Anderson with the carry, gets it inside of the 10. So 2 touchdowns for Tate Graham tonight. He's thrown both of them to Josh Jones, and he might be done, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, there's no need to go ahead and have your starters in the game. You've already had Tristan Robinson that has gone off, and now just have your second string guys get a lot of work in. It's another touchdown for the Hornets as
Anderson scores
it is
about 10 yards out.
His first rushing touchdown of the season. Darren Anderson, he has now rushed the ball 4 times tonight. One of those 4 score. He only had 23 yards total on the season, but yards after contact, lowering his head, finds the zone. The Hornets sting for 6 more.
Corey, get your Baker roster ready. You're going to be going deep. Munson on with the PAT as Baker increases the lead by 44.
High school students, are you looking for a way to become a better leader? Then the Junior Officers Training Corps may be what you're seeking. If you would like to develop self-reliance, learn ways to be more responsible, and improve your communication skills, you can do that and more when you register for the Junior Officers Training Corps. The JROTC program is available to all high school students in Mobile County. JROTC, we build a better you.
For our engineer, Fran Conaway, Director Wade Ford, and producer Quentin Howard, I'm Al Wheaton. Thanking you for joining us for the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Corolla Bounty, Kimberly Dunn on the sidelines, Baker all in control, 44-0. And Corey, they have scored each time after a turnover.
Yeah, and they've only had 1 empty possession the entire first half to where they had to punt the football. Blaine Munson, he is definitely getting his workout in, kicking off the football tonight.
One. That's his 4th touchback of the night. 1:15 remaining here in the first half. Don't forget, coming up at the halftime, we'll have the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge. Also, we'll have the bands as well during halftime. Corey, I don't know if Baker has any more parents or seniors because, man, they had a bunch of them with senior night going on again here at Clem Richardson Stadium. So I don't know if we got them all in before the game or not.
Well, I know that we didn't come on the air until 7 o'clock because of that extension of it. And, you know, it had a 10-minute delay before we actually kicked off around 7:10. And here it is, 44-0, 1:15 remaining, total domination by the Hornets.
1st and 10 at the 20. Turner gives it off to Micah Hardy. He falls ahead, picks up about 4, then gets in another additional yard, 5 on the carry, up to the 25. So it'll be 2nd down and 5 coming up here for the Golden Bears.
Well, I know that, you know, no need to call timeouts by Coach Johnson to stop the clock and gain another possession, but I know that as far as momentum is concerned, this Baker defense has only given up 3 first downs the entire first half.
Just short of the 25-yard line. 2nd and about 6. Fumble on the play. Hardy falls on the turf right there at the 21 to save another costly turnover for Robertsdale. It's going to be 3rd and long coming up here for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, and I think that that's going to be the final play of the quarter. I wouldn't even try to snap it again, risking another turnover, but it has been total domination as Baker was able to go 8 or 9 plays on their opening drive and go ahead and score. But just like we talked about in the opening, we saw on film, we've seen Robertsdale have their 2 wins.
Right.
But in their losses, they have not been able to secure the football. They have not been able to have that bear claw that is much needed in this timing and rhythm-oriented offense in this triple option veer. And because of it, now you're looking at a 44-0 deficit. And in the second half, if you're Coach Johnson, what you talk about going into halftime is don't get caught looking at the scoreboard.
Speaking of Coach Johnson, Kimberly Dunn is with him right now.
Hey, Coach Johnson, how do you feel about your team's performance so far? They were able to come out, get a fumble at the beginning of the game that really gave them some momentum. So how are you feeling about this team right now?
Our defense has done a really good job. They run a little bit of unorthodox offense. I mean, I say unorthodox. It's you know, it's 80s, 90s, triple option, veer option game. Coach Bell's done a really good job throughout the state with it. As they're kind of learning, our kids have adapted well. We had 2 weeks to prepare, and it's kind of showing tonight.
Absolutely. And with this being a region game, what is in you and your players' minds right now as you go to continue this game tonight?
We just really want to check a box. A win tonight will give us an opportunity to clinch us possibly a spot in the playoffs. That's been really big from the standpoint of we're trying to play to our standard. It really has nothing to do with the opponent. If we play to our standard and do the things in which we're trying to do, we feel really good about it. But it'll give us a chance that we can kind of finish this out second half, get a chance to go 4-0 in the region, and secure that spot possibly.
Absolutely. Well, I'll let you get with your team, Coach Johnson. Thank you so much for taking time to speak with us.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kimberly. We do appreciate that. Coach Johnson told us he's familiar with this. When he was coaching at Hewitt-Trussville, he saw some of this offense from Chris Bell when he was coaching at Oak Mountain. So it's something he's familiar with, but he had to get his Hornets used to it.
2 weeks to prepare, that's what's huge when you have an opportunity to prepare for an unorthodox offense. His team has showed up and showed out here the first half.
All right, we'll take a break and come back and bring you some halftime action here for the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week.
There's a lot to like about Mobile County Public Schools.
What I enjoy about Mobile County School is the extra attention my teachers give us to help us learn.
Teachers are liking their access to technology, and students are liking the quality of their education.
I like the technology that's been incorporated into my education.
And since 1826, you have trusted us to prepare your child for their future, and we like that. Mobile County Public Schools. We are learning today, leading tomorrow.
It is halftime here at Clem Richardson Stadium. Right now we're going to check in with Kimberly Dunn and get the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge before we take it down to the fields for the bands.
We've got some really special guests tonight for our Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge, and they have been working hard all night tonight trying to keep the balls dry for the Baker Hornets football team. Y'all been doing a great job. I know it's a hard job, but y'all been doing really good, running back and forth, just like all of the players. And now you have the challenge of answering our Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia question. Do you think you're up for it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so first I'm going to ask you what your names are and where you go to school.
I'm Max Barber, and I go to Brightling Elementary School. I'm Chandler Boatman, and I go to
Mobile Christian.
All right, are you ready for our Chick-fil-A halftime trivia challenge question tonight? Okay, here we go. Our question is, colorful rainbows are formed by sunlight and water particles in the air. These particles act like prisms, bending white light so you can see all the colors. How many colors are there in the rainbow? Okay, you don't even need the multiple choice. You just think it's 7? Are you confident in that answer? All right, let's see. The correct answer is 7. That's right. And the colors, you want to try for some bonus points? Can you name the colors?
Yes.
Okay, let's see if you can name them.
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet.
All right, we've got some smart boys here tonight. Well, congratulations. You are the winner of our Chick-fil-A challenge. Show off those gift cards, and they get our Chick-fil-A bundle. And y'all wave it, everybody. Thanks, guys.
Great job, fellas. Great job. You always got to remember Roy G. Bibb. Let's take it down to the field right now and listen at the marching Hornet Band of Baker High School.
Captain, Madeline Taylor.
Do you want a drink? Or you got one?
I get a water. Now don't go back there. Just for me.
I know.
You got to go back there. Yeah, then get my water. Actually,
You said a big red?
ginger ale. You trying to set me up.
I'm going to come with you and see.
Then they got Mountain Dew, ginger ale. They got one big. They got a big red up there.
Emily Johnson. Elena King. Riley Moon. A 2024-2025 Azalea Trailblazers. Emma Grace Brown. Lauren Harrison. Mary Elizabeth Kent. Shelby Knowles. Haley McCluskey. Abby Porter. A 2024-2025 cheerleaders. Natalie Brackett. Taylor Cavendish.
A teacher is one of the biggest investors in a community.
They impact the lives of those we value the most.
Teachers share knowledge which helps shape and mold our future leaders.
Teachers show direction and help build a sense of purpose. Are you ready to make a change? For more information on teaching opportunities, teacher incentives, or to apply with the Mobile County Public Schools, log on to www.mcpss.com.
Do you feel alone, overwhelmed, or helpless?
There's hope. There's help. Call or text 988.
You don't have to face your crisis alone. If you need a safe space to talk with a trusted adult for support, reach out to your school counselor.
Do you need help to make it through everyday struggles? Do you need someone to talk to?
Call or text 988. Your social emotional wellness is worth it.
Remember, there's hope, there's help.
At Mobile County Public Schools, we believe it starts with us. That's why we offer Signature Academies.
I'm Tracy Tran, and I'm in the Healthcare and Dental Academy at Theodore High School. In the Dental Academy, I'm working alongside dental professionals getting hands-on training from those already working in the industry. Shadowing them on the job makes me want to work even harder because now I know what I want to be.
Signature Academies are open to all students in Mobile County Public High Schools. To find out more, visit MCPSS.com.
Looking for fun, fashionable, and affordable jewelry? It's here. It's Paparazzi. We have a variety of colors and styles of bracelets, rings, necklaces, and earrings for all occasions and for every event. New styles are added daily, which means you are always up to date with the latest fashion. For that genuine bling, join me, Charmaine Watson, the real jewelry lady, on Facebook Live Sunday through Thursday at 7 p.m. It's cute, it's fun, it's fashion, it's $5, it's Paparazzi.
Our children with special needs deserve a place to play. That is why we are coming together to build the Miracle League of West Mobile Schmidt Family Park. It will include a special needs ball field and playground, regulation baseball and softball fields, and more. We have raised more than $1 million and construction will start soon, but we need your help to complete the project. Visit mcpss.com/Miracle League to donate and to learn more. Any dollar amount will help bring a smile to a child's face. Together, we can make a miracle.
We realized that there was a need throughout Mobile County, and not everyone had the ability to drive into Just 4, but trust me, people were trying to get to pre-K. It was a great program.
Just 4 is one of the only schools, I think there may be two other centers that service only 4-year-olds. And the uniqueness of that is that we have the opportunity to focus solely on the social, emotional, and educational development of 4-year-olds. These things are so critical so that we can have them prepared for when they leave here and go on to kindergarten at various schools. We service kids from all over Mobile County Public Schools districts, so we're not zoned for any particular area, so we have the opportunity to deal with children from multiple districts within the county. We actually have 16 regular education classrooms, as well as 2 special education blended classrooms. And those classrooms the blended classrooms work to support our special education students, as well as provide the opportunity for our peer mentors or peer models to come in and serve as role models.
It's a crucial benefit for our kids. Most of our children have attended some type of daycare, but most of them have not attended a really structured type of setting, been in a classroom. So for our babies, it just gives them a leg up because they have a whole year of experiences in pre-K before they start kindergarten. You can tell the difference between our children who have had that year of experience in a pre-K program and those who have not. So you get to the kindergarten setting and you have typically either 3 different groups of children. You have children who've never been to school at all, not to daycare, not to school. Then you have the children who have been to daycare and then to pre-K, and then you have our babies who've been to pre-K and then entering kindergarten. And there's a huge difference in those children. Those babies who have that pre-K experience, again, it's such a structured play is what it is. They think that everything they do in that classroom is fun and is play, but it's very thought out, very well planned. And those kids with that experience, they've had time with computers, they've had time learning how to line up. They're just a whole year ahead of their peers who don't have that experience. So huge benefits for our children.
Having a free program of this caliber for your child to attend, why wouldn't you want to be a part of it? It's outstanding. All of the educators have early childhood teaching certificates. All of the auxiliary teachers in the classroom have early childhood background. Everybody attends professional development. We have 2 adults to 18 children. It's a phenomenal program.
The partnership is necessary because we've got to all work together. Whether you are a standalone facility, whether you are Head Start, Mobile County Public School System, that partnership is essential to our children, and that's what this is all about. It's about our children. It's about them having quality programs, because when they do well in pre-K, we know the data, we know what the studies show, that those students are more likely to graduate and graduate on time. And those students are also going to be more adjusted and ready to serve, ready to lead, and ready to learn.
Mobile County Public Schools completes about $100 million in school construction. Mobile County.
Do you feel alone, overwhelmed?
Mobile County Public Schools, the place that has it all. We have 90 schools that include rural, urban, and suburban schools of various sizes. We are also home to Alabama's first public school. We welcome you to come join our winning team. Our district is led by the 2020 Superintendent of the Year, Mr. Kressel D. Threadgill. Our teachers are leaders in their profession who are afforded numerous professional development opportunities. Our principals are collaborators and encouragers. Our schools are leading in innovation and instruction. And most importantly, our students who are learning today, leading tomorrow, are simply the best. If you want to live in a historically rich city near beautiful beaches with superb Southern hospitality, we invite you to come teach with the best, Team MCPSS.
Halftime activity still going on here at Baker High School, awarding Homecoming Queen and Homecoming Court. Our score 44-0. We'll take a break and come back and bring you more, possibly coming up the second half here for Robertsdale versus Baker. Don't move.
Mobile County Public Schools completes about $100 million in school construction each year. And we're looking for new contractors and construction vendors to help us ensure that all students are learning in top-notch facilities. Is your company interested in becoming a construction vendor for Mobile County Public Schools so you can bid on these projects? We need contractors, plumbers, HVAC installers, roofers, electricians, painters, and more. Follow these steps to become a vendor. Number 1, complete the vendor application online. Under System, select Business, and then under Resources, click Vendor Online Application. Number 2, enter the vendor portal. Click Apply to agree to the terms and click Save and Next. Number 3, enter your business information as prompted. A tax ID number or social security number will be required to complete the application. At the bottom of each page, click Save and Next. To find out what projects are currently open for bidding, visit mcpss.com/bid invitation. Follow MCPSS Facilities Facebook page and email facilities to receive notifications. Complete these easy steps, and your company soon may be part of Team MCPSS.
As to what you said they needed to do to get a win tonight.
Yeah, at the top of the broadcast, we talked about bear claw the ball. The Golden Bears had to make sure they did not turn it over, because we've seen them turn the football over at least 5 times per game. They have not been able to do that, and Baker's been able to capitalize. Get first downs? Well, they did not get their first down until the start of the second quarter. Only had maybe 2 in the entire first half. Don't hibernate early. Well, they did. They went to sleep and took a long nap, and they need to come out of halftime
You're right
fighting,
about that.
clawing, and scratching to show that they're not ready to give up. As far as Baker, they needed to poke the bear defensively, and they've done that. They have done an outstanding job of defending this split back veer, and timing and tempo, offensive execution. You've seen Tate Graham, as the game has progressed, get a little bit more comfortable in the pocket. He's thrown a couple of touchdowns and then finished strong. Now, here is the key for Baker. They don't want to get caught looking at the scoreboard.
You do not.
Those that hit the field, those 11 on the field, don't want to have a lot of penalties. They want to execute strong.
All right, Corey, there's your checklist as we revisit it. Right now, let's take a look at the Alabama Sports Writers Association top 10 polls. We'll start off in 7A. The top two teams here are playing each other right now with Central Phoenix City and Auburn. We'll try to get a score update for you on that ball game. Carver, Montgomery, and Thompson swap spots as MGM scoots up one spot to 6, and making their first appearance in the poll this season is the Baker Hornets, checking in at number 10. Down to the 6A poll, Saraland refuses to give up the top spot, and the remaining top 6 teams here are all the same from last week. Homewood drops down 3 spots after their first loss last week. Still outside the top 10 looking in are St. Paul's, Gulf Shores, and Spanish Fort. And finally, we'll wrap it up with the 5A poll. The top 3 here are the same from last week, with Viger, Fairview, and Moody all moving up 1 spot each this week. Also moving up 1 spot are the Williamson Lions, fresh off of their shutout victory last night over Faith Academy. Now, if Viger and Williamson can remain undefeated, they are on a collision course to meet October 18th for what could be, Corey LeBounty, a winner takes all for the Region 1 title.
Yeah, going back to the 7A polls, you look at that 1 versus 2, not something that you see too often, but a 6-point game with Central and Phoenix City being up there late in the third quarter of action. As far as Viger, they're handling their business tonight against Alberta. Williamson, you mentioned, with the shutout of Faith Academy on yesterday, and in Class 6A, Saraland having no problem with Baldwin County. So again, 7, 6, and 5A filled with a lot of MCPSS schools.
Sure is.
When you have 2 teams from the same region battling for top 10 position, that shows the strength of the region here locally.
And something for a lot of the local schools here for our MCPSS school, it's been a long time since we had a number 1 and a number 2 seed to come out of MCPSS. That means 2 home games for MCPSS schools during the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's something that you would love to see. And if you can do that in multiple classifications in 7A and possibly in 5A, that would be tremendous as far as trying to continue to get the blue maps south of Montgomery when it's all said and done and the state championships are played at Protective Stadium.
You're right about that. Let's take a look at some of the replays from tonight with our highlight package. And I'm going to say, Corey, this package is going to feature a lot of the Baker Hornets tonight, as they have been in control pretty much all night with this ball game.
Yeah, I mean, Baker was able to score on their first offensive possession. They were just able to drive down the field effectively and efficiently, which is what you wanted to see out of that drive, and they were able to punch it in with Tristan Robinson. And then you look at the huge sack by Baker's defense. Tremere Lett does a wonderful job, and then in a goal line to goal situation, you had a backup running back just plow into the end zone. Great job of Mr. Wheeler finding a way, and a scoop and score.
Oh, this was huge.
Again, Tremere Lett getting an opportunity to get into the end zone, and looking back at Robertsdale and gets him 6 more. And then here's the strike coming up from Tate Graham. Plenty of pocket presence on the money to Josh Jones. Catches him in stride. 6 more, and those 2 will connect once again. Here's a nice 33-yard field goal by our impact player Blaine Munson, and another rushing touchdown for the Baker Hornets by Darren Anderson to end the half. A wonderful montage of halftime highlights put together by our MCPSS crew.
No doubt about it. As I told you, it was going to be Baker heavy. Pitch and a shutout so far here against Robertsdale. The last time these 2 teams met, it was back in 2013. That was the last time they played. Baker won that game 33-10. And overall, they've played 30 times. Robertsdale leads the series 21-8-1. We'll take a quick break. Right now we're going to check in with Kimberly Dunn. She's trying to get some information for us as we go into the second half. So we're trying to get down to Kimberly Dunn. She's trying to catch up with Chris Bell, I believe. All right, Kimberly, what you got for us?
I was able to speak with Coach Bell. He wasn't able to come over here with me, but I did talk to him. Just what was the message that he was telling his players during halftime? And he said ultimately it just comes down to that they need to take care of the ball. All night tonight, they've made mistakes that they aren't typical of making. And he said, we just have to take care of this ball and continue to play this game the way that we know how to play the game. He said he still is proud of his players, and he wants them to realize that ultimately they just need to come out here and play football. And then also we did confirm that they are going to continue the rest of this game with a running clock. So as we watch the rest of the game, we hope that both teams stay healthy for the remainder.
Thank you, Kimberly. We do appreciate that. As we know, end of the quarter, and also if there's an injury, they would have to stop the clock right there. But we are going to be on a running clock for the rest of the ball game here. Robertsdale down 44 points to the Baker Hornets. Pretty much in control. Corey, I got my Baker roster ready because I know we're going to have to dig into this for some backups coming up here.
Absolutely. It's an opportunity to get them some huddle film there as Robertsdale takes over on their own 33-yard line to start the second half.
Only one back here. Not that triple option setup. The Golden Bears airing it out and just sitting there laying in wait. Donovan Hudson, his 4th interception of the season. No, correction. Elijah Anderson. You're right about that, Corey.
6 foot, 160-pound junior. He just waits for the quarterback to unload, and once he does, it was underthrown just like you box out and are top. Elijah Anderson, the 6 foot, 160-pound junior with his first interception of the season, and it's a great way to start the second half. It's another unfortunate turnover for the Golden Bears.
1st and 10 for Baker coming up on their own 46-yard line. I thought that was a 6, but it was an inverted 6. It was a 9. And speaking of the 9s, on the carry right there for the Hornets coming into the ball game, Gavin Wood. Wood is a freshman. No, not a freshman, a sophomore, Corey. 5'10", 185. So he's getting some action here tonight.
Yeah, you also mentioned in the first half, Ethan Lee coming in at quarterback for the Hornets, having an opportunity to get the signals in from the sidelines. And this is a wonderful, experienced opportunity here for Baker's 2s and 3s to get some valuable reps versus someone other than themselves.
You're right about that. Lee is a senior, as a matter of fact, 6'1", 190. But it looks like we have a false start against the Hornets.
That's one of the things that I know, even though the clock continues to run, that you don't want to see if you are Baker's offensive coaching staff, because there weren't a lot of penalties that were laid on the ground in the first half of action.
2nd and 15. They're going back to Wood. And Wood, look at him motor down the field. Is that a horse collar? I don't see a flag, but he is down at the 7-yard line. Nice run by Gavin Wood.
Great job by the offensive line pulling and allowing him to be able to get to the edge where there was no containment. You look here on the right side, a great push by this Baker offensive line. Pulling are the big fellas, allowing him to open up a running lane, the high and tight. Look how he keeps that football, folks. High and tight, just as he's trained, was not going to give it up. Wanted the horse collar, didn't get it, but an outstanding job by the Baker offensive line and the pullers, allowing him to get into that open space and running lane. And look, with a running clock here, what you would love to see is after that long 45-yard run, for him to be able to punch it in.
Reward the young fellow. Let him get a 7-yard pickup touchdown if he can. But right now, the Golden Bears all on him. Tackle for loss back to the 11.
Great job of Robertsdale making sure that there was nowhere for him to run, and that was Elijah Radke, the 5'9", 160-pound sophomore, with the stop. But you see how deliberate Baker is being. And Coach Juan Johnson, he loves time and tempo. Tucker Brown handling the running game. Austin Barber handling the passing game. But no need to get into any type of hurry, just execute offensively.
Second down from the 12. Lee throws it. Pass is blocked. Third down coming up for the Baker Hornets.
I want to say he was looking for Josh Finney.
Yeah.
The 6 foot, 195-pound senior tight end, number 15, wasn't able to find him there, and because of it, it does not stop the clock because we are on a running clock because of the score, but it is a third down and goal-to-go opportunity.
From the 11-yard line, Irwin Allen goes into motion. Now he finishes the motion, goes behind. They give it off to Wood, and he is just going to be wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. Another tackle for loss. Not a good execution on the series right here so far from the Hornets with these two plays.
Steven Garcia, the 5'11", 240-pound senior nose tackle with the stop, and he's the one that's also going to go down, and we will have to stop the clock to tend to Mr. Garcia's injury. Hope he is okay.
8:24 remaining in the third quarter. We'll take an injury timeout as well.
Did you know that missing 2 days of school per month has a negative effect on student achievement?
And that chronic absenteeism is negatively impacting
1 out of every 10 Alabama students.
Studies show students who are chronically absent are more likely to drop out of school. For every 1 day your child is absent from school, it takes 3 days for them to catch up.
So if I am not sick, make sure I'm at school, because missing school means missing out. As a student in the Mobile County Public Schools, there are a few things I've come to expect. One is a quality education, and the other is a quality lunch. Not only are our school meals well balanced, meeting all federal nutritional standards, but they also have less fat, fewer calories, and they taste really good. Oh, and I forgot to mention, our school lunches contain whole wheat, grains, fruits, and vegetables to give me the energy and brain power to get me through the day.
At Mobile County Public Schools, we are learning today, leading tomorrow, and this year we are growing greatness in the school system, and the lead has grown all night for the Baker Hornets, up to 44-0 right here, and I'm sure Coach Juan Johnson would love to pitch a shutout tonight.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're able to maintain that goose egg in Robertsdale with negative overall yardage, defensive coordinator Eric Scott will be thrilled with this. But what you are now going to do is bring out our specialist. Looks like Mr. Blaine Munson will have an opportunity here with another, what is it, 33-yarder?
33-yarder. He hit one earlier tonight. Munson's kick is up and right through the uprights, increases the lead 47-0 over Robertsdale. Make sure you tune in. This is another first for the MCPSS TV network. Coming up next week, October 7th, it is the MCPSS Middle School Volleyball Championships. That's right, middle school volleyball. In the small division, Dunbar will be taking on Barton Academy, and in the large division, it will be Causey versus Sims. Tune in this Monday at 4 p.m. live on the MCPSS TV network. This is the first middle school volleyball championship. I cannot wait, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, you look at them putting it all on the line, and plenty of bumps, plenty of sets, plenty of digs. I love middle school volleyball because that's where you really get the foundation of the success that you see from a lot of these local high school programs.
And I know one young lady at my household who will definitely be tuned in as she just wrapped up her season. Her and the Clarkshaw Eagles, they lost to Sims in the semifinals this past Wednesday. So I know my little one's going to be checking it out for sure coming up this Monday. All right, Munson here for the kickoff. Well, actually, that is not Munson. Get my roster together, Corey. That's a number 80 out there kicking. Nath Allen. He's a senior, 6'2", 160. So Allen's going to get him a little shine right here on the ball game tonight.
Well, what you do is you protect Blaine Munson on the kickoff so he doesn't take any cheap shots.
Makes sense.
And there you're able to protect a valuable asset because we highlighted him as an impact player, as a specialist, and here it is. Baker, let's see if they don't skip a beat with kicking off another one deep into a touchback territory.
And Coach runs into John B. in the end zone. That's going to be a touchback. You don't want that one in your huddle film, Corey. 1st and 10 be coming up here for the Golden Bears. There's a shot of our whitehead, John B. He ain't missing the beat, man.
Nah, he's having a great time with his crew as, again, you will notice the running clock that will start upon snapping of the football. And really the only thing that will stop us is if we do have an injury or a called timeout here by our officials as Mr. John B. getting set up.
I hope they didn't knock his microphone off. Might have to get Fran to go out there and
take
take care of
he
him.
was looking at getting hooked back up there. And
we got to hear what he's going to say, Corey, you know?
And all we want to definitely see is him to make that movement of the arm saying, hey, now we're on the clock, and Robertsdale has the value of this football here with this possession.
And Baker's going to get caught with the cadence. They're going to jump offside, so that's a free 5 yards coming up for the Golden Bears.
Well, I said it when the starters were in the game that we saw them, the starters that is, for Coach Scott, commit that one time. And I said they wouldn't do it again. Now it's up for the 2nd and 3rd string. They've committed their penalty because of the voice inflection and the cadence. Drew them off sides. It shouldn't happen again if you're the defense. Watch the ball.
1st and 5 here for the Golden Bears. Turner late pitch to Micah Hardy. Hardy runs out of bounds at about the 33-yard line, so that's a 1st down for Robertsdale.
Great job by Robertsdale. I do believe, Al, that may be only their 3rd or 4th down of the contest.
4th first down.
And yeah, I mean, if you're in a situation to where if you're Baker, now this is where you look at the details of practice. Did you pay attention in practice enough to know what your assignments are against this split back veer triple option?
1st and 10 from the 33. Turner fakes the pitch, kind of stopped in slow motion right there, and Baker surrounded him. I think we saw a flag coming in late. No, that's a cone on the sideline. I thought it was a flag. So he picks up about 5 or 6 on the carry. So it'll be 2nd down here for Robertsdale.
I will say this, Chris Bell in his first year, Robertsdale was a program that had not won a football game in over 2.5 years.
24 games they had lost in a row, Corey.
He eliminated that in the first week. And not only did he eliminate it in the first week, in the second week he went and had Robertsdale 2-0.
2-0. And it's something else.
And I will say that he's going to do a phenomenal job at Robertsdale. And he's already, again, doubled up the amount of wins that they've had and taking over and trying to change the culture. It's nothing that is ever easy. But I know that they hired the right guy for the job, and the Robertsdale community, after they got that first win, the second win really got behind them. And there has been a lot of pitfalls along the way of handling that success at the beginning of the season. But Chris Bell is a great hire for this Robertsdale Golden Bear program, and the type of style and opportunity that he's going to bring this team, he'll shape and mold these young guys that will understand the system as time goes on.
3rd and 2, they pitch it out. No, it's a live ball on the carpet, and Baker appears to have it. If they do, that would be the nope. There's KJ Turner at the bottom of the pile. The Hornets were all on top of him.
That's tough, man. That's a tough lick that he took in order to secure that football.
That's right.
Because he had to fight and scratch and claw to even get that ball back away, because Baker had possession of it on the carpet. He was able to rip it back, and he runs down that line, and it's knocked away by Baker. And here it is. He doesn't have it, rolls over, and is able.
2-3 Baker Hornets on top of it.
Right there. Tough timing for Robertsdale. At least they don't turn it over, and Baker's offense will go back to work here.
Yeah, you were talking about Chris Bell. As you said, in his first year at Robertsdale, his 13th year overall, his overall record 67-68. He's 3-6 in the playoffs. He has a .496 winning percentage. He's coached at Scottsboro and also Oak Mountain. That's a 7A school up in Region 2, so that's where Coach Juan Johnson of Baker is familiar with Chris Bell as he's coached against him, and another coach from that area, Wade Waldrop, over at Orange Beach. They played last weekend, as a matter of fact, so they're quite familiar with each other, Wade Waldrop and Chris Bell. Lee still in at quarterback, and Wood still in at running back. Off the pinball action, runs it to his own offensive lineman. Look at him still churning down the field. Gavin Wood in Robertsdale territory.
Almost able to make a Sports Center top 10 type of play, because if Gavin Wood would have been able to bounce out of that, it definitely would have been. You see him hit the hole here, running to his own offensive lineman, Kareem off of a defender, move to the left, and again, high and tight, he keeps that football, and he gets close to a 55 to 60-yard gain before he slides out of bounds, and they're going to mark him at the 39-yard line.
Lee just going to keep this one. It's going to count as a sack behind the line of scrimmage. Pushes Baker back to the 42-yard line. Second down and about 15 coming up here for the Hornets. Also coming up, our Brain Buster Game of the Week question will be headed your way, so stick around for that. We'll put a question out for Corley Bounty to check out. Between the quarters, the Game of the Week Brain Buster be headed your way.
Well, I know this, as far as Baker is concerned, you just want to see execution here for this Hornets second and third string, and the offensive line try to get their good push as you see everybody pulling.
Handoff back
not
to
able
Wood.
to get that first down yardage.
They wrap Wood up immediately for another loss. Third down here coming up for Baker as we are under 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Al Whedon, Corley Bounty on the sidelines, Kimberly Dunn. And Corey, the rain got up out of here, but I will say the turf has been a bit slick at times tonight.
Yeah, it has. You saw, as evident on that last long run, sliding out of bounds, and it's better than having sloshing and mucking around on the natural
Look
grass.
at Wood breaking it back up the middle. He's going to get the first down. I like what I'm seeing out of Gavin Wood, but a late flag comes in after the run.
Yeah, that's one of the things that you don't like to see come out late after a very positive play by the running back, showing his skills and his vision. I believe it's going to come on back.
Onside block on the blue team.
So it's going against Baker. Blindside block on the play. Possibly right there toward the end of the play. Could have been done by number 12, but it's going to bring the ball back. They're going to spot it, I believe, at the 42-yard line. So it'll be third and about 14 coming up here for the Hornets.
Well, you just want to execute right here.
42, that fumble on the turf. Does Robertsdale come up with it? That will be Baker's first turnover if it is.
And it does look like it'll be Baker football, as that is the first time that we've seen it hit the turf for this Baker offense. And once again, you just want to see execution being moved forward. Malachi Burke on that carry, the 5'5", 150-pound sophomore. Just need to make sure you secure that football the same exact way Gavin Wood has been doing.
Fourth down, offense still on the field for Juan Johnson and the Baker Hornets. Lee rolls out to the left. He's just going to keep it. Tries to stretch out. Let's see where they mark it. Corey, he was holding the ball, but I believe he went out right there at the 29-yard line.
And as the clock
just
continues to roll, I know it'll be a change of possession, and that's why we see the clock go ahead and stop. But at this point in time, I'll be honest with you, Al, the only time the clock should stop is for an injury or a timeout at this point in the game.
One last thing, Corey. They're going to stop it for the Game of the Week Brain Buster.
Yes. And that
we gotta
will be
get
the
that
end of the
in for you.
third quarter here coming up.
Gotta get that. It'll be after this play right here. 19.4 seconds remaining in the third quarter. First and 10 from the 29 as they give it to the up back. I believe that may be Brandon Clayton. Let's get a number on him if we can. No Hardy on the carry, Micah Hardy, and that's the end of the third quarter. We'll flip fields, and that means it's time to get up. Our game of the week brain buster question for you, Corley Bounty. All right, let's put it up and let's see what we have. All right, how many 10-win seasons does Robertsdale and Baker have combined? 1, 2, 3, 4, and Corey, I had to throw it in for you. E, none of the above. How many 10-win seasons does Robertsdale and Baker have combined? A1, B2, C3, D4, and your all-time favorite, E, none of the above. Keep it right here. The answer will be coming up momentarily for our game of the week, Brain Buster. Good shot right there of the huddle on the Baker sideline, taking a look at some of the Hornets getting instruction. Defensive coordinator right there for the Hornets, Eric Scott, as he sends his Baker Hornets back onto the field to play some defense.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you're Coach Scott, you're continuing to coach your second and third string guys up. And once again, we are underneath the bleachers, the catacombs, so you call it here at Clem Richardson Stadium. And because of the rain that was coming down all day today, it's decided to go ahead and make its way. And we see bubbles in the air by the Hornet hooligans.
Hand off to Micah Hardy. He's going to be close to the first down line. The game was the 39. I think he may have it.
Xavier Kidd, the Sam linebacker, 5'10", 175-pound senior, with his 15th solo tackle of the season on the stop. And as we are in fourth quarter of action again, Al, I do say that the only time we stop this clock is for an injury or a timeout, with the score being 47-0.
First down here for the Golden Bears. Hardy with another carry. Nice run by Micah Hardy as he gets past the 45-yard line.
Micah Hardy's done a great job of running hard when it's a clean handoff in his chest. We've seen the problem with KJ Turner and the exchange to Micah Hardy, but it just goes to show when there is a clean handoff and you don't have great gap control in this defense, how Robertsdale is able to get productive yardage.
Second and short here coming up for the Golden Bears, staying in front of the chains here on this possession. And they hand it off to one of the up guys right there coming in. Our first time calling his name, Desmond Rogers. He's a freshman.
5'7", 160-pound freshman, but as this clock continues to wind down and the ball is spotted directly on the Hornet at the 50-yard line, I want to say again, the difference that this artificial turf makes that the MCPSS has installed in all of these schools with the new stadiums along with the old ones, it makes a world of a difference, not only in your practice, but being able, when it does rain, not to have a muddy field to practice on to prevent injury also.
They're going to catch Baker with the offsides right there as he ran across the line. I don't know if it was 92 or 26, but that'll be a free 5 for the Golden Bears.
And Robertsdale will take that free 5 as it is going to be right at the 45-yard line. And here we go, ready to play. Mr. John B. letting that clock wind. And Robertsdale has no problem with the clock control because they want to get on the scoreboard to present that shutout.
Eric Scott trying to pitch the shutout. It'll be the third one of the season if Baker can hold on. Up 47 points right now over 7A foe Robertsdale. And this is Robertsdale first year in 7A, Corey. They're typically a 6A team, but they have increased their student enrollment, and so they're now playing with the big boys.
A growing community equals a growing classification. Every 2 years, the AHSAA does reclassify. This is the first year of that reclassification, as you mentioned, and this is an outstanding drive and execution here that the Golden Bears have been able to put together.
First and 10 from the Baker 39-yard line. Turner keeps it late pitch as he pitches it to Rogers, who goes out of bounds for about a 2-yard loss. The last time Robertsdale made the playoffs, Corey, was 20 years ago, back in 2004. They lost to Prattville in the first round. And here's a surprising part. They finished that season 3-8. So those 3 wins were all regional wins. That's how they made the playoffs.
And sometimes all it takes is you win the right ones.
That's right.
To get in, and sometimes those are dangerous teams. A few years ago, Tellis Stone at BC Rain was able to do that, just winning the region games, and he made a very deep run into the playoffs for the Red Raiders.
Sure did.
It is possible that
it can happen.
It can happen for your organization, and you know, 47-0 our score. We wanted to see the no-quit attitude in these Golden Bears, a reflection of their head coach, Chris Bell, and that's what we're seeing. The execution is they've kept their starters in. They want to see this split back veer triple option continue to give the Hornets problems. And you mentioned when they change out of it, like the formation they're in now, they still had a lot of success.
Trips to the near side, ball back to the original line of scrimmage at the 39. The line of game would be the 29. Pass completed, but he is all wrapped up. Grayson Cooper with his first catch of the night as he gets up to the 34-yard line. Not enough for the first down.
Tyler Smith, the 5'5", 130-pound senior with a big stop there, and this is going to bring up 4th down. And right at 5 yards to go, the deepest that the Golden Bears has been all night long in Hornet territory at the Hornets 34. Let's see if Coach Scott can get the stop that he wants.
Turner trying to get him to jump, Corey. You can see him with the cadence. Looks like pressure coming from the top edge. Oh, he almost had him. Turner pitches it late off the carpet. That's a live ball. Rogers needs to get on it, and it is scooped up by Baker. Could we have another scoop and score? We do. Ball is out again. Grumbling, bumbling, stumbling. They're all over the field, Corey LeBounty.
Yeah, Deshaun Winston, number 8, winds up with that football and was not able to get a clean scoop and score, but nonetheless, the Hornets will have possession of this football with 6:10 remaining with an opportunity to execute offensively. That was 4th down anyway.
It was anyway.
And it's the essential, the equivalent of a huge return, but it is another turnover for Robertsdale.
All right, let's get up the brain buster while we got a change of possession. Okay, Corey, how many 10-win seasons does Robertsdale and Baker have combined? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, or none of the above?
You know, when you put in that E, none of the above in there, I wanted to go with E, but I think I'm going to just, I don't know, I like A as my answer.
A, all right. After this play, we'll get the answer up. Lee with the keeper. And it looks like they're just playing flag football right there, Corey. Nobody wanted to
straight up.
He's standing
just
straight up.
Dancing left and right, and he fumbled the ball, and Robertsdale's able to come away with it.
There's the turnover, and there's the answer, Corey. A1. Robertsdale went 10-3 in 2001. And here's your +1, Corey. Baker has had only 1 9-win season in the history of the program.
Was that under Jack French?
Bingo! Jack French in his 2nd season here at Baker.
Yeah.
They got 9, I'm sorry, in his last season, they got 9 wins.
Jack French, look at the bubbles.
Yeah, the bubbles back again.
And I know with that turnover there, that is Baker's official first turnover.
Official first turnover.
We've seen him put it on the turf and be able to get it back, but now Robertsdale, they don't need to trade favors deep in their own territory with Baker.
Turner back under center, looking to throw this one. Oh, and you can see the eyes right there of Elijah Anderson, Corey.
Yeah,
almost had his 2nd pick of the night.
Yeah, he wanted a pick 6 in that situation. And I know with the clock continuing to run, I talked about Robertsdale having no quit. And with the turnover that they had on their last possession and the Hornets trying to get the scoop and the score, the defense here wants to rise up and create a takeaway. They want to make a takeaway here and be able to punch things in, but it looks like we are going to have a timeout.
They have a timeout called by Baker and Juan Johnson. They're going to take a timeout at 5:19 remaining. And Coach Johnson, he has a word of the week. Every week the Hornets have a word, but before I tell you the word, let me tell you this, Corey. The Hornets have been to the playoffs in 4 consecutive seasons, something that has never been done at Baker. But the word of the week this week is chase. And Coach Johnson said they're chasing the challenge of making history by getting out of what? The first round of the playoffs. They've never been out the first round, even though they've made it the past 4 years.
I will say this as far as the program and the word of the week in chase. Chase, checking the box, is what Coach Johnson talked about with Kimberly Dunn at halftime.
Sure did.
Checking the box of continuing to be undefeated in region play, and they have checked that box here tonight. Now they want to check the box of chasing a shutout and a continued dominant effort by defensive coordinator Eric Scott with a lot of guys who are getting valuable varsity reps tonight.
Busted play right there. Turner went to his left. No one was home but the Baker Hornets.
Yep, and when you look at the Baker Hornets having an opportunity here to play a lot of bodies, Raylan Nobles, he is 6'1", 175-pound junior in on that play, but no positive yardage there. It's going to be money down, 3rd and 12. What you have to be careful of here is if you're KJ Turner, to make sure that you don't fumble this football and that you have a clean exchange.
Big play right here for the Golden Bears. Pass incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jalen Coates a bit too low, but the heat was on Turner. He had to get rid of that one because the Hornets were all in his face.
Great pressure by this Baker Hornets defense, and if you're able to punt this away, we've seen the big fella Michael Alvarez go ahead and have one running into the kicker earlier.
And look at the bubbles, Corey. Look at the bubbles.
You have to love the fact that these fans are a nice breeze here tonight.
Oh, it feels great. I mean, we're getting a nice breeze underneath the stands and a nice punt right there by Michael Alvarez. Gets it down to the 49 of Baker. But, I mean, even with us under the stands, this breeze coming out of the east is feeling very well tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's one to where with the rain all day long and the cool breeze, it really feels outstanding for high school football. We can see why we don't have the heat time.
And hopefully, Corey, that will set us up for some nice weather tomorrow for the Gulf Coast Challenge down at Lab People Stadium.
Great swag action in town. They had a career fair as well, and I know that career fair leads to a lot of jobs for our local MCPSS students.
Now, we told you the middle school championship match will be on Monday, but we'll have our regular high school match of the week Wednesday. Citronelle Wildcats versus the Blunt Leopards, 5:30 p.m. right here on the MCPSS TV network. It is high school volleyball headed your way with our good friend Nicole Keyshock and Nancy Showquist. We're going to put some double duty in next week over the middle school championship and then high school for them.
I love, again, the fact that we're showcasing all of the wonderful student athletes that we have here in the MCPSS, and we'll get a chance to see not only middle school volleyball, high school volleyball also, along with some great football action in 7A Region 1 next week also.
That is right. We'll be headed your way. As you noticed our teaser there, we're going to be going out to Viking Land, Fairhope versus MGM. And Corey, there has been another quarterback change for the Baker Hornets. And the quarterback for them now, I want to make sure I have the right number.
10.
I don't know if that's Jawan Springs or not.
No, it's not.
But it's 10. But it could be a double number. We may not have that updated number.
No,
on our
I
roster.
mean, listen,
That's
when you go to an opportunity to put your third string quarterback in and I guarantee this young man probably is used to playing JV. 10 on our roster, he is a starting defensive back. And as far as a double number is concerned, that's one of those that you just want to milk as much time off the clock as possible, have a clean center to quarterback exchange, and be ready to go here when the referee says the play clock's about to expire.
Under 90 seconds remaining here in the ball game. A complete domination by the Baker Hornets tonight. Up 47-0 over Robertsdale, on the way for their third shutout of the season. I know defensive coordinator Eric Scott is going to be quite happy about that.
Came in giving up 12.8 points per game. That average definitely is going to drop. The offensive average was coming in averaging 23.8. That is going to increase.
Yeah, they doubled up on offensive average tonight.
But it's been a total effort. 3 phases of the game dominated by Baker. We saw Blaine Munson with touchbacks. We saw him with field goals. We also saw him be able to flip the field on punts. And as far as offensively, I think we saw all phases score: offense, defense, and special teams for the Baker Hornets.
We did see that tonight. They worked all 3 phases of the ball game, but most importantly, Corey, that 4th phase of the game stayed out, which was the weather. It did drive us underneath the catacombs, but it didn't get in our way tonight for the ball game. The field was a bit slick tonight at times, as we noticed some of the players slipping around. But as far as its overall effect on the game, the weather got on out of here early in the first quarter.
Yeah, what I'm happy to see is, with the exception of Tristan Robinson going down for Baker, that looked like the only injury that they may have sustained, and what role that will play moving forward for Baker's offense. You had a chance to look at a lot of different backs, and you had a chance to play almost your entire roster. Baker, one of the largest schools in the state of Alabama. I think Coach might have said he dressed over 100 tonight, and really you would feel that all 100 had an opportunity to sit here and contribute in this huge region victory for Coach Juan Johnson.
And we got a good look tonight from Darren Anderson. Also, we had Gavin Wood came in and ran a bit tonight as well, so he got some reps. So if they're not able to play Robinson next week against Foley, it's good that they played Anderson and Wood tonight. And next week is the battle of the Scott brothers, Eric Scott and Derek Scott, going up against each other.
They always talk about, look, the week of game week, they don't speak to one another.
They
don't talk to each other, and they do take it personally with the twins and separating themselves not only at birth but here on the football field as well. So it's going to be fun to see how that goes down and transpires next week. But
it sure will.
Again, a great win by this Baker Hornet team as they continue to have a lot of momentum going into trying to check the box for Coach Juan Johnson, and they were able to do so tonight in dominant fashion.
And he came out healthy for the most part, as we talked about Robinson, the only injury that we know of for the Hornets. But you get Graham had a good night with 2 scores. Josh Jones got his first 2 touchdowns of the season as well. So the Hornets pretty much coming out of this ball game for the most part unscathed. They're pretty much locked into region play the rest of the season. Their last ball game is against Viger on Halloween, but they know the next coming 2 to 3 weeks, and this is something that we talked about on the radio today, in the next 2 to 3 weeks, MGM, Baker, and Fairhope are all going to play each other. That's going to determine who's going to win the region, Corey.
I think what they've definitely done is, again, you want to win the week, go 1-0.
Right.
Don't get caught looking ahead. We do that because that's our job, but a huge region win, and I think what it does is solidify another playoff opportunity for these Hornets.
All right, let's check in with Juan Johnson, the winning coach, with Kimberly Dunn.
We are celebrating down here on the sidelines, and we have some special guests with us. Hi, y'all wave at everybody. Say hey. Hey, is this Daddy? Yes. All right, Dad. Well, congratulations on the win. Another region win for you and your team. How does that feel?
It's a good win for our program. We're proud of the way we performed tonight. Defensively, we got some early stops. Robertsdale, they're still building. You can tell they're improving some things, but again, I'm proud of my kids and the way we handle things.
Absolutely, and you were able to go a little bit deeper in your roster tonight and give some players some opportunity on the field. Do you feel like that's going to be beneficial for your program's future?
It's always beneficial. When you win playoff games, I know a lot of times we're trying to get to that point. You end up playing a lot more games, a lot more sophomores who get that opportunity that when next year comes, they're prepared for those Friday night lights.
Absolutely, Coach. Well, congratulations again. awesome support system here. Y'all wave at everybody and say good night.
Oh, yeah, Coach Juan Johnson with his S1Ws. I had a chance to meet them at Mobile County Media Days a couple months ago. All right, next week we're heading out to Viking land. Fairhope versus the number 7 ranked MGM Vikings. This is going to be a good one. Both of these teams undefeated in region play. That's going to wrap it up for tonight. For Corley Bounty, Kimberly Dunn, I'm Al Whedon, thanking you for joining us for another edition of the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Baker gets the shutout, 47-0. Have yourself a great weekend.